didn't have some bad. I didn't have any bad coffee beans or nothing like that. It's just the morning. Just experiment with some new beats, morning wake up beats or something. This is the Morning Roast, live from the Nut House here in somewhere adjacent downtown Macon, Georgia, here with Irv, Ed, and DB here. It's October 22nd, 2013. It's 8:03 a.m.
Hey, good morning, DS Photo guys.
Yes.
Friend. Our only friend at this time at 8:03.
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit of drizzle going on outside. It's 52 degrees, believe it or not. 52 degrees with a little bit of drizzling. 60 degrees. Must be a delay. It's 60 degrees outside. Well, I guess that's not bad. But there's going to be some, it's partly clouded with some showers, I guess, later on today with a high of 74 degrees and a low of 51. Yeah. If you checked out the weather that's going to be for the rest of the week, it's going to be really, it's not going to be the summer, that's for sure. So.
It's known as Ding Dong Ditch.
Yes. Ain't no wing ding ding in that one.
Ding Dong Ditch. By the way,
it's not a surprise.
Do you know that the Georgia State Fair is leaving Macon for good?
Jeez, that's bad.
It's done gone, man. They moved the Speedway.
Actually, on today's paper, in courtesy of the Telegraph,
okay,
it says after more than 160 years in Macon, the Georgia State Fair has pulled up stakes and left town for good. From now on, the fair will be held at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in Hampton. According to the fair's website. This year's fair begins there on Friday. This town has lost an asset, a gem for the years that took place in our midst, said Hank Clark, a former member of the fair's board of directors.
Wow. The
historic fair began in Stone Mountain in 1846 before moving to Macon in 1851.
Wow.
The Exchange Club took over the fair's operation in 1942 before Universal Fairs boarded and updated it. And operated it, rather.
Right, okay.
For the first time in 2012. The fall fair in Hampton a year ago was so successful, the State Fair decided to make the permanent move to the Speedway. The statements on the fair's website said in part, declining revenues in recent years hurt, and a 4-day fair in Macon this past May drew less than hoped for attendance. For decades, the State Fair was held in the fall and lasted 10 days, helping generate millions of dollars for charitable works. But the arrival of the Georgia National Fair in Perry in 1990, held each October, began to take a toll. No state fair was held in 2009 and 10, and the fair was shifted to the spring to avoid competing with the National Fair, held each October. The first 4 state fairs in Macon were held on the old fairgrounds just south of 7th Street in 1871. The fair moved to its permanent location in Central City Park in Macon. Extensive new facilities erected in 1871 at the park included an entrance gate, 7 exposition buildings, buildings, a bandstand, and terrace riverbank for viewing regattas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes, it's a sad situation. I mean, you have like a landmark that's been around even longer than the Cherry Blossom Festival, which was known to be a moneymaker, and just have it slip through your fingers like that is just it's heartbreaking. I mean, it's actually more heartbreaking than losing, the sports teams we had, like the Macon Braves and the Macon Whoopie, the hockey team.
And then we just recently lost the museum.
The museum.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was here.
Well, yes, we had. Yeah, I mean
don't even have that now.
Yeah, I mean it's even worse because it was there before all of them, before the Rock and Roll Museum, before the Cherry Blossom Festival. We had this, and it was always, and that was basically our Macon's meal ticket, so to speak. It was a guaranteed money maker.
Well, the thing is, here's what it happened with Coney Island. Coney Island was the destination to go to in New York. Mm-hmm. And after a few years of bad business and neglect and so on and so forth, you had a decline. Now it's starting to come back.
Yeah.
But I think every city should have some kind of a carnival going on or something. Mm-hmm. That's stable, that's there, that doesn't move, doesn't close up, doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
But it's a constant. Maybe that's what they needed to do with making the Georgia Fair.
Yeah, Georgia State.
Or maybe
Fair,
we can come up with another way of doing it where somebody takes that land and makes it into an amusement park, generating income. Look at Central City Park. It's huge. I mean, that place is huge.
Oh,
you can do a nice little mini Coney Island there.
Yeah, it's possible. It's definitely possible. I mean, I remember.
Good morning, Nick and Lynn.
I remember I went to see my very first.
ATT.
I went to see my very first concert at the Georgia. Well, not the Georgia State, but at Central City Park. It was basically the cast of the Dukes of Hazzard had a little get together at Central City Park. This was like back in the early 80s, like around 1981, 82. I was around the 6th or 7th grade, and I think that was my very first concert I actually went to. Tom Wopat, who played Luke Duke, he actually performed it. That was my very first concert I actually went to. Very first one.
Wow.
That was in Central City Park.
Yeah, you went to see some guy I never heard of. Yeah.
It was Dukes of Hazzard.
Oh, exactly. Anyway,
I kind of miss. I'm going to miss the Georgia State Fair because I actually won. That was one of the few places I actually won something. I mean, actually 30 years ago, I actually won a stuffed Donkey Kong.
Oh shit!
in the
was that on purpose? They gave you the monkey.
Well, no. Well, I actually wanted it because it was either that or the little Super Mario that they had. And
you didn't want the Mario?
No, Mario was smaller. I wanted something bigger. Yeah.
Anyway, well, Georgia State Fair, hit the road.
Yeah.
We need to raise awareness.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the facts of the facts, it's news today, but
yeah.
I think we need to at least make hay about, hey, what are we gonna do now? What's gonna fill that gigantic void that we used to have?
Exactly.
That brought people here from Milledgeville, from even from a little bit south of Atlanta, McDonough.
Yeah.
I'm sure people came here. Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Griffin doesn't have anything.
Yeah. And
meanwhile, this raceway is close to them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, with all due respect, I think they did. I have to give whoever picked the Atlanta Motor Speedway. It is a good place to have. It's definitely large enough. That's for sure. I've been there myself.
Why don't they just have races there? I mean, that place looks like a piece of crap anyway. If you see the signs, the Motor Speedway, they were all like white paint, all chipped and everything. I'm like, why don't they take care of this place? Now they're going to add a fair to it with more, more damage done, with people walking around and
with gum wrappers and
big trucks wheeling in. I don't get it.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess
just make it a freaking speedway. That's what it is.
Maybe it's an opportunity for them to actually fix it up. Maybe it'll give them motivation. I'm just saying, you never know. Because I've been there one time, actually about a decade ago, when my cousin and I, we actually got tickets to this C-Spot run thing, where basically Mercedes-Benz had this little car show C-Spot
at the Speedway.
Yeah, where they basically had people who were invited, given invitation. I don't know how in the world I got it, but I'm very thankful for it because that was a wonderful experience. Where they basically had people to test drive the new C-Series Mercedes Benz, which is like the low end car. It's like about $30,000. It was really, I have to admit though, it was very nice. I mean, as someone with at that time with a very low income, get to test drive a Mercedes Benz,
that'd be nice now. Shit.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, very nice now.
I'll test drive it from here to California. Oh, by the way, anyway, so I don't know how this is going to do for our fall season, because we also had not only the fair, but we also have the Thriller Dance that happens every year. Mm-hmm. And I think Anthony wanted to start a Halloween fest here. Something Day of the Dead or some parade.
Well, maybe...
Which is what Halloween really celebrates. Maybe that's what we need.
Well, yeah. Well, truth be told, the Georgia State Fair did come around about this time. Because it usually... Because before the Georgia National Fair came around in 1990, I mean, it didn't have any competition because it's a state fair. But since the Georgia National Fair, which obviously when you hear national compared to state, you actually expect it to become bigger anyway, which it was and is. But
well, I hope they move it to Atlanta. That way, everybody gets screwed by Atlanta evenly, besides us.
So not just Paris. So
let
you
it
want
stop
the
there, and then from that, let Atlanta fight for it and rip it out of their hands and bring it up to Atlanta, like everything else is. Somehow everything's being condensed to Atlanta. And all the other hoods are all screwed up. Who cares? Who cares?
I hope not. I mean, because
they want to centralize it.
Yeah, well, isn't that kind of like New York City? I mean, you got the 5 boroughs and stuff, like
that's
Brooklyn.
The point.
And, just...
Well, it started happening with Brooklyn was its own city. And then New York City, Manhattan, that was the main hub. Mm-hmm. They took over Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. Brooklyn then came into the hell, and then it became the fourth. At the time, Brooklyn was the 4th largest city in the world.
Really,
and Manhattan took it over. Then, little by little, the last one on the list was Staten Island, and it was still known. I don't know about now, but it was known as the Forgotten Borough. Everybody forgot. Oh shit, yeah. We used to always say 4 boroughs. It's 5 boroughs.
5 boroughs.
Hi, boo-boo.
Yeah,
look at you. Anyway, so
Brooklyn was really its own city, and then then it was annexed into New York City, and it just became
and it had its own subway station.
Okay.
The IND and the BMT and the IRT. Those are the 3 privately held companies that own the subway stations.
Wow.
Oh, there's so much history. And, each one, that's why if you go to New York, you'll notice there are subways that are different than others. Some are smaller and thinner and taller, and some are wider, like an airplane. And, And then you have express tracks built, I believe, by the IRT.
Wow.
The Intercontinental Rail Transit.
Yeah.
Then there's BMT, which is the Brooklyn Manhattan Transit. So that was stationed in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. And then there's the IND, the Independent Line. That was independently owned by some philanthropists.
Yeah.
In New York. When they combined, it made the subway system what we know of today.
Okay.
But in any case, here in Macon, Georgia, that's the problem. Look, we need some kind of a rail system in Macon, Georgia. Mm-hmm. Macon, Georgia was a rail city. It was a city where the rail was powerful here. Mm-hmm. And as a matter of fact, it was so powerful that Sherman wanted to break the supply lines coming out of Macon.
Yeah, during the
Georgia,
Civil War.
During the Civil War. So Macon can work off of that history to try to resurrect that idea and take that terminal station and revert it back and make it into a place where you take a train from there to Atlanta.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, you can make it into a bullet train, system where you can
Very easy, except it costs a lot of money. That's true. Mm-hmm. Well, come up with another splosh for it then. Come up with something.
Very true.
Because we're in a desperate state of affairs. If we're gonna grow as a city, we've got to grow our transit system. I mean, they're talking about planes. Oh, we're gonna have a bigger airport. Great, I'm all for that. I think it's a great idea. I think we should make it bigger. Mm-hmm. But with that said, you have a transit going from downtown Macon, let's say, to the airport, and then from the airport to Atlanta. Because then you're gonna have that back end of people saying, I don't want to stop off in Atlanta. I'll take a plane to Macon. And from Macon, I'll just take the transit in.
To give people options.
Give people options. Mm-hmm. And maybe help them with their plane fares.
Right. Okay.
Maybe it'll be cheaper to fly to Macon than landing in whatever the name of that frickin' airport is. Jacksonville Hartman, whatever.
Jackson Hartfield.
Atlanta Airport.
Jackson Hartfield, yes.
Yeah, Jackson Hartfield.
Well, I do have some, hopefully we have some upcoming events in Macon that hopefully we'll pick up the slack, if ever so slightly.
A lot of slack.
Well, the permanent absence of the Georgia State Fair. About the Macon Pops are going to turn the auditorium into a nightclub. The Macon Pops concert on Saturday, October 26th, which will be this upcoming weekend, is the first of 3 this inaugural season where the top studio and symphonic musicians meet popular music. Dancing Through the Decades is a chance for partygoers to listen, eat, drink, and dance to the greatest music of the past 70 years at the premiere of the Macon Pops.
Not bad.
This is really going to be great. It says multi-Grammy nominated drummer percussionist Steve Moretti has partnered with renowned Pops conductor and Grammy Award-winning arranger Kattengub to bring Middle Georgia a new 40-piece Pops orchestra featuring world-class entertainers. And Mr. Moretti says, as a Macon resident, I'm so excited to bring what I get to do around the world with Matt Kattengub right here in our hometown. With our rich music history, as Anthony said, I look forward to creating a new chapter in that history book. I look forward to bringing our community together through Macon Pops.
There you go. Now, of course, most people may not know this, but maybe some do. The Macon Auditorium is the largest copper dome in the world, auditorium, correct?
Correct.
It's the largest copper dome venue in the world. Mm-hmm. So for them to convert that place into a nightclub is going to be quite interesting. But I think they're talking about like in the old days with the big band nightclubs, not the twerking, right. Giving drugs, ecstasy nightclubs that we think of today.
Yeah, not the Studio 54 type.
Okay. I mean, true, kids were banging in the background. That always happens. Mm-hmm. In any venue. They did it at Roseland. They did it everywhere.
Yes.
But anyway, this should be interesting. Let's see if they get an audience.
It's going to be very interesting. And those, if you're interested about going to the Macon Pops concert on Saturday, October 26th, tickets are on sale right now. Right now, can be purchased through Ticketmaster online or by calling 1-800-653-8000. Tables will be available on the floor, and a variety of prices, and balcony seats will be $10 each.
Now, aren't we good sports? We get free advertising to people.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, with that going on, there is stuff happening in Macon after all. And once again, we're going to do another local story. And this time is good news. Oh, well, besides that was pretty good news.
Yeah, that was good news.
Bringing the state fair, leaving here. You know what? Macon's going to come up with another plan. I know I'm going to throw my voice in there somewhere saying we should bring a permanent amusement park to Macon. That would be phenomenal. Mm-hmm. But a developer is seeking public comment on a planned residential and retail development on the property behind the U.S. Post Office. There's somebody that I may want to talk to as well.
Okay.
Now that he says they're seeking public comment. That's an open door for me.
Mm-hmm.
And the planned development, the loss at College Street, is a project of Sierra Development. That's that same developer who planned the loss at Mercer Village and the loss on Cherry Street that they're rebuilding. The proposed development would include 145 one and two bedroom apartments. Not bad. And about 13,000 square feet of retail space. Sierra Development is hosting a public information session at 5:30 p.m. on Thursday. That's tomorrow? No. Day after?
Thursday. Well,
At the Sidney Lanier College on 9th Street in Macon.
it's the day after tomorrow.
That's near you, Brother Diaz. Representatives from the company will present plans and seek input on ideas for the retail space.
Okay.
There you have it. And it's at retail space behind the post office, where I believe some of them are like post office terminals for their big trucks, but I guess the post office is going out of business.
Yeah, that's.
I've been hearing that. So who knows? They're probably giving up some of their land.
Mm-hmm.
Now the next downsizing that needs to happen around here, some of the churches give up the land. Give up the land for big apartments.
Possibly.
Nice apartments in those churches, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm quite sure. Talking about moving stuff and I tell you this. I remember you just recently told me something here. I guess this will be the wing dang doodle of the hour.
Oh yeah. We got this idiot.
Yeah.
Topping his boulders over.
He's a young idiot, but I don't know.
Yeah, he's a young fat kid.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's basically, it says charges possible for Boy Scout leaders who toppled the Utah Rock Formation, which this is from FoxNews.com. The source, Fox News, says a group of Boy Scouts leaders may face criminal charges after purposely knocking over an ancient Utah desert rock formation and posting a video of the incident online, authorities say. The men were leading a group of 14 to 16-year-old Boy Scouts on a trip to Goblin Valley State Park when they said they noticed the top of the rock formation was loose and feared it was dangerous. This is about saving lives, says Dave Hall, who shot the video, told the Associated Press this past weekend. Says one rock at a time. Says the rock formation is about 170 million years old. Utah State Park spokesman Eugene Swalberg said the park in central Utah is dotted with thousands of the eerie mushroom-shaped sandstone formations. Says in a video posted on Facebook, Glenn Taylor of Highland, Utah can be seen last Friday wedging himself between one formation and a boulder to knock a large rock off the formation's top. Taylor and his two companions can then be seen cheering, high-fiving, and dancing. And it says Hall, who was also a scoutmaster from Highland, said some of their scouts were jumping on the structures and they noticed a large boulder on top of the one structure was loose.
Yeah.
He says, my conscience won't let me walk away knowing that kids could die, Hall said. So while safety was their motivation, Hall said, it was exciting to knock it over, and that's why they reacted with high fives and cheers in the video. Taylor told Salt Lake City News Organizations that he felt the rock move when he put his hand on it. He said after he knocked the formation over, he wished he hadn't, and he realized he should have contacted a park ranger, but he also said he feels he did the right thing.
Well, he's fucked now on his disability.
By the way, Odie, the show is not recorded. If you could tell, it's live. Wake up.
What a way to fuck your disability.
Yeah.
Anyway, Snake says Goblin Valley is where part of the movie Galaxy Quest was filmed.
Oh yeah, that science fiction film that.
Well, what do you think of that? I mean, if you look at the guy, he looks really obnoxious and knocking the shit over. It's like that, what happens in Macon when the people get drunk and they start knocking over the garbage cans all over Cherry Street.
Yeah.
This is the same screwed up attitude that people have, that they think they could walk around and knock boulders over and, kick cars in and walk on cars and do whatever the hell they want.
Well, it's kind of like
in this anarchist freaking world that we live in.
It's like throwing throwing like green paint on the Lincoln Memorial because it's not necessarily it's a memorial, but it's it's a huge landmark. Or like someone throw like garbage or like some animal feces over the Grand Canyon or something. You just got this big stain on the canyon, You just
I don't get it. What do you get out of that? What do you supposedly get out of that? I mean, he felt big and strong and fat that he had to knock over that boulder, and he says, because it was a danger to the kids. That shit has been sitting there for like 1.5 million years, idiot, before your fat ass came along and knocked it over.
170 million years.
I mean,
so it was here before. It was here during the dinosaurs. So yeah.
Yeah. How was that national news, Muhammad? Because he did basically, untouched, I guess. Mm-hmm. Leave it alone, although I have to say it's kind of a double standard because they're using it as a park. I guess they make money off of it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is... The thing is, if they knew that it was going to be a dangerous loose, why not just basically totally avoid it and got away from it altogether? Just basically took pictures of it or at least posed next to it, but just not totally under the huge boulder, which was
this thing is older than the pyramids. What would you think if somebody went up to the pyramid and started to throw graffiti all over it?
Yeah.
And
or
spray painting or breaking it apart. If you don't have any kind of form of indignation towards that, then you're crazy. Let them come over to your house and start ripping it apart and see how you feel.
Exactly.
Anybody that thinks otherwise.
Yeah.
Let them go to your house and dig up your ground. Mm-hmm. And take your flowers and throw them around because they're in his way as he's walking through your land. Mm-hmm. That's outrageous. And that guy, I should be writing Congress back. Let me just say about Congress and all that. Until the idiots in this country decide they're going to choose people with dignity and people with some common sense. There ain't no shit ass writing Congress because they're gonna take that letter and do it like they do in a job interview. They tell you yeah, and they never call you back and take that application and throw it in the garbage can.
Yeah.
They don't listen. They don't listen. You know what they listen to? They listen to that button when you push that button when you vote. And even that you have to make sure. And so, believe me, Mohammed Hussein, you write to them. Because the writing days are over. Nobody even, the post office is going out of business. That's how slow that is. What, are you going to email him? Or email them? Like they even have any real time on their hands, according to them? Not being at a party and drinking up somebody else's beer and food and eating their food. I know how politics works. It's all bullshit. It's all a schmooze fest. It's all a party fest. That's all it is. They don't really make real hardline decisions until 5 minutes. It's like just like the judicial system.
Right.
You wait for years and years and years and years for your case to come in, and it takes 5 minutes for the judge to deal with it. So you wait 3 and 4 years for something that can be done within 5 minutes.
Right.
It's the same shit with politicians. You wait all these years, you hustle with them, you campaign for them, you say, yeah, they're going to do the right thing, and then they wind up not doing shit. That's just the bottom line. It only happens on election day. Election day, Mohammed Hussein. Something that you may not know. Do they have elections?
Where?
In the Middle East?
Well, yeah, in Lebanon.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, Lebanon.
Well. Yeah, I don't bother looking at maps. Screw a map.
Serious. Back in the old days, they had aldermen to do the small problems. Well, there you go. And now they don't call them aldermen. Whatever.
Boom the kaboom.
Hey, Snake. They would call them older persons now because of women's rights. It's not PC to call them aldermen anymore. Mm-hmm. Just like a postman. You don't call them a postman. You call them what? Post carriers or whatever.
Mail carriers.
Yeah.
Well, I do have some other local news. There's been a memorial held for making teen involved in an accidental shooting. Friends and families and neighbors of Marquez Blunt gathered in front of his home for a memorial last night.
Yeah.
Blunt was killed in what his family called an accidental shooting, allegedly by a 16-year-old friend. The celebration of Blunt's life featured inflatable rides and games, but also was a solemn event with an important message for the other children in the neighborhood. Pastor Roland Stroud of Bentley and Sons Funeral Home says that stay away from guns. Stay away from the guns. Also, I'm here for these mothers. I know what they're going through, both families, and we just pray that God dwell in the hearts of these young people so he can lead them in the right direction. Funeral services for Blunt will be Saturday, this upcoming Saturday at 2 p.m. at Living Waters Full Gospel Church, with burial to follow in Cherry Blossom Memorial Gardens.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
another accidental shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Ridiculous. By the way, speaking of accident,
where's Honey Boo Boo?
Yeah, really.
She here?
Oh.
That's an accident.
Speaking of accidents, CeeLo. You heard about him, right?
Yeah.
You heard about his drug problem?
The Voice.
That guy from The Voice, the guy that looks, what's he look like?
He looks like a little beetle.
Yeah, he looks like a weeble or some shit.
We will walk, but don't fall down. Yeah,
I have some nerve, don't I? All right, Los Angeles. Grammy Award-winning U.S. rapper CeeLo Green has pleaded not guilty to giving a woman ecstasy. Now, my only question is, why did he put out a long-winded ass apology note to the news just yesterday? And then now all of a sudden he's pleading not guilty. He reminds me of that guy that went on tape saying, oh, I ran the guy over and I'm doing this. And then he goes to court and says, oh, I'm not guilty. Remember that? The judge got furious.
Yeah.
Like, are you playing me? And the reason why he pleaded not guilty is because he wants a lower charge. This is what they call a plea bargain. He pleaded not guilty. But the lawyer for the musician, producer, who is the judge on the U.S. talent show The Voice, expressed satisfaction. The prosecutor said Monday there were not enough evidence for sexual assault charges, so he was going to get double whammy there. The L.A. County District Attorney's Office said Green allegedly slipped ecstasy to a 33-year-old female while the two were dining in a Los Angeles restaurant last July. The two later went back to the woman's hotel, and prosecutors declined to file charges of rape of an intoxicated person, citing insufficient evidence. Green's attorney, Blair Burke, said, we are pleased that the Los Angeles DA has completed its investigation and concluded that the evidence did not support the false and unfounded claims made over a year ago. Any sexual contact between the two was consensual. And Green is expected to turn himself in for booking within 24 hours and is due back in court next month. The singer, who appeared sober in court, can rest assured that his job on The Voice is not in jeopardy. CeeLo will not be fired. Mark Burnett, executive producer of the TV talent show, told TMZ. And anyway, he's a 38-year-old rapper. He's best known for a worldwide hit Crazy.
Back in 06?
Yeah, by the duo Gnarls Barkley, along with fellow musician Danger Mouse. Like, I ever heard of these people.
Well, the way that guy looks, he must have had the drugs.
Okay.
Or bank him over the head.
Well, if he was having, but the thing is, if he has a drug no, how did Flavor Flav get 7 kids? I mean, were the women?
Yeah, but Flavor Flav didn't rape anybody,
About
did
the Benjamins.
Yeah, but if he had Jay-Z
he didn't
went
put
out,
ecstasy and knock her out, or he didn't use a date drug.
Yeah, but Flavor Flav got 7. I mean, the only way he was able, but Flavor Flav is like
I know Flavor Flav is as ugly as hell, but he may have done it the right way as opposed to this.
Yeah.
I don't think he gave all those women drugs. After a while, somebody would have.
Unless the women were already drunk or high, or they lost a bet. I don't know how in the world. I'm just saying.
Or did
now that I think about it, maybe they should check. Maybe they should check into that. Maybe they should look into that.
What's for dessert today? Blowjob.
Wow.
Anyway.
Yes, Maroon is right. Yes, crazy.
All right, so CeeLo pleads not guilty. I think his trouble's a long way from over.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's definitely going to be, the plot is going to thicken on that one. We're going to definitely hear about the updates on that one for some days to come.
Here we go. Next horrible story.
Another horrible story. This is from Houston County. This is getting bad out of here. A man is accused of shooting grandparents. This is from Harold Goodrich from WMAZ. Houston County Sheriff's officials say they arrested a man this past Sunday for shooting both of his grandparents in the head. Fortunately, both grandparents survived. Joshua Allen Cook, age 25, was arrested after authorities responded to a home on the 500 block of Lake Joy Road, according to a sheriff's office news release. Allen's grandmother, Rosalind Livingston, age 67, called Houston County's 911 center around 11 p.m. and said Cook shot her in the head, news release stated. Deputies arrived at the home and found her and her husband, 70-year-old Thomas Livingston, who was also shot in the head. According to the victim's statements, the investigators, Cook got angry at his grandmother and shot her in the head with a .22 caliber handgun, according to the news release. Then he found his grandfather in a bedroom and shot him in the head. Thomas Livingston overpowered Cook, took his pistol away, and restrained him until deputies arrived, the news release stated. The couple is being treated at the Medical Center of Central Georgia. He is being held without bond on 2 charges of aggravated assault, and now at the Houston County Detention Center.
Wow. All right. Well.
And Cook was also treated and released to the hospital for injuries.
Well, anyway, more horrible news. Kanye West and Kim Kardashian are engaged. The title of this story is Kim Ye Forever. Kim Ye Forever.
Wow.
And they're saying let the wedding plans begin.
Yeah, I hope they don't last for 72 days, well, at least longer than that.
Well, who knows? Kim Kardashian and Kanye West are now engaged. West popped the question on Monday on Kardashian's 33rd birthday. Naturally, the Yeezus, that's what he names himself, Yeezus, rapper couldn't propose just anywhere. He rented a stadium in San Francisco Giants play.
Wow. Impressive.
The couple's friends and family were on hand for the event, which was topped up by fireworks and a 50-piece orchestra. Kardashian got a 15-carat Lorraine Schwartz ring. By the way, Kardashian's old ring, the one that she got from that big-headed dude.
Ring,
yeah, from Lurch.
Yeah.
That's going for $749,000.
Wow.
Now, you ever watch Judge Judy? Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I love about Judge Judy is she gets right to the point, okay? And she's also from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
From where I'm from. But she gets right to the point. And there was a case where there was a battle between an engagement ring.
Mm-hmm.
And the way she sees it is whoever broke off the engagement has to return or get the ring back. Mm-hmm. Rather. No. Let me start that again. let's say somebody gave you an engagement ring. Well, no, rather, you gave some girl the engagement ring, right?
All right.
If she breaks it up with you, she's got to give you back the ring. If you broke it up with her, she gets to keep the ring.
Okay.
That's the way she sees it. What do you guys think? Who should keep the ring, and under what circumstances? It was a gift, she can keep it. Well, wait a minute. It was a gift to celebrate what in fact may have not occurred. You're celebrating that you're engaged, but then the engagement is broken. There's no longer anything to celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Now, especially if you're the one, after getting the ring, does the breaking off. The right thing to do, I think, will be give the frickin' ring back. But you notice they never get the rings back.
Yeah.
The women keep them, and then they sell them for $749,000.
Dang, Diaz, that was cold, man.
Always gonna make that money on you guys.
What if she gains weight?
Yeah.
What if she was a skank and the dude made a mistake by giving her a ring? Well, too late for that.
Yeah. Thank you, Master Chief Ganoush. I realized that when I said it, but I wasn't going to go into it. It's not that important.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah, Kanye is only important when he's doing stupid things like giving an engagement ring to Kim Kardashian.
Master Shifu Ganoush says Jesus isn't what Kanye calls himself. Jesus is the name of his new album. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I say Judge Judy has no right to create a law, form a bench like that. Judge Judy needs to follow the written law. Well, Muhammad, what is the written law? And does it go state by state? Because, there is no federal law involved here, unless you make a federal case out of it. Most of the stuff is done in civil court. Like small claims. So what local law are you applying? It depends. You can't say that. You can't say follow the written law. What is the written law? And I believe, I believe that should be the law. If it's not the law, it makes total sense. Makes absolutely total sense. You got a gift, and the gift was under the premise and the guise that you were going to be together and get married. It's just like a wedding dress.
Yeah.
You don't go around wearing a wedding dress if you're divorced or after a wedding. You don't wear an engagement ring when you're not engaged.
True. Very true.
Just give it back.
But I'll tell you one thing though, I bet you, I know there's somebody somewhere. I mean, even after they had Kim had their kid, there's some people just basically figure out what Kim and Kanye are getting married. They getting engaged.
Yeah.
Whew. See.
Yeah. What if the guy don't want it back? Well, if the guy doesn't want it back, then she'll realize what a smart move she made in breaking it off.
Yeah.
Because the guy's a total freaking idiot.
Yeah.
It'll give her more satisfaction.
Definitely.
Knowing that the guy was a moron. What a shocker. Yeah, she'll party with the ring.
Yes.
Yeah, she'll sell the ring and buy a tiara.
What if the guy don't want it back? What you mean don't want it back? That's I don't know how much rings cost in England, but man, you spend $250,000. Oh yeah, like
shit. The guy's gonna want it back. Hell yeah.
Hey, yeah, man.
He'll rip her finger off with it.
You know how many plasma TVs you can get with? Never mind. You can buy with a quarter of me.
You're right. The Kardashian women are a blight. Let me tell you, these people are famous.
That's cold, ATT.
These people are famous for what? For being famous.
Yeah.
They're famous because it's so outrageous that people like this will be famous. Listen, Kim Kardashian is a very pretty girl. I'm not gonna knock that. But she's another version of J-Lo. J-Lo was way before her.
Oh yeah.
And she's got the same,
but at least J-Lo can dance and sing.
And J-Lo can dance and sing. She's got
Kim
talent.
can just.
I don't know if she can act, but you know.
Well, she can dance in
Anaconda
bed.
and a maid in Manhattan.
But you know.
I don't know if she can act all that, but I will say this: she puts her heart and soul behind everything, while this woman puts her vagina in front of everything, or her rear end. It's all about her rear end and how many times she's been banged. Who has she been with?
Let me see.
Jeez.
Ray J, Nick Lachey, because she.
Ray J and his buddies.
Yeah.
Some buddies were sharing that shit.
And Reggie
Those kids
Bush.
today are crazy.
Reggie Bush, NFL player, and the NBA player Chris Humphries, and now Kanye. Yeah. She's been so far as we know, she's been with at least 5 guys, 5 famous people that we know of.
And the mother's so obnoxious. She tried to be endearing and all that. Like, hey, lady, where the hell did you come from? When did you enter our lives? And why are you so comfortable with this whole nonsense that's going on around you? You got Bruce Jenner that looks like he's dead, but he's too stupid to lay down. His face looks like a corpse face, doesn't it?
Well, Botox.
You know how a corpse gets, it loses its elasticity in the coffin, and everything kind of like hangs off of your skeleton. That's what he looks like. Mm-hmm. Guy's horrible looking.
Mm-hmm.
Then she's walking around always crying about something.
Greed and desire will be
always
my downfall.
in everybody's face. And
it's not all.
She's like she's very adolescent. She's for an old woman. She needs to hang around people her age. Stop hanging around and living off her daughter's life, walking around like all hip and shit. You're an old lady already. Go sit down somewhere. Go knit. Go sit in your rocking chair, lady.
But she
you hanging around with all these kids. Putting alcohol on the guy's back, sun lotion on her daughter's husband's back, and the daughter freaking out on a boat. And I mean, these people are just disgusting. And none of them can stay married. You know, all right, I'm a divorcee myself, but Jesus, I wouldn't put that shit on television. All these divorces, and now you got the little girls going into bars at 16 and 15 and getting drunk.
Yeah, they look like they're 21.
I mean, it's absolutely over. She's over controlling your right. It's like the hateful mother. Always in everybody's business. Always hanging around. The upper daughter's cahooties. Whatever you call it. What do you call it, Derek?
Well, couscous. I
guess.
guess.
Couscous. Upper daughter's couscous. The mother's always around. It's like a freak show. I mean, Honey Boo Boo is more normal family than this shit. At least they don't know better. These people ought to know better. They're supposed to be educated, no?
Right. Supposedly.
Yeah. Absolutely horrible. Anyway, so that schmuck is now Kanye. He's now engaged to this horrible family.
Yes.
You know?
The bootylicious Kim Kardashian.
I think Kanye is so desperate for a family that he wants to get attached to them. Maybe he likes their camaraderie.
Well, probably so, because
Kanye lost his mother.
Yeah, he lost his mother, and he tried to find love, I guess, through Amber Rose, and I guess that didn't work.
Yeah.
So
who the hell knows? Who knows? And his mother died of some freak accident, getting titty plugs or whatever you call those things.
Implants.
Right? Getting a breast implant.
Speaking of fake breasts, there was a story that Ed gave me. It's crazy. It's I guess you might say we got a double wing dang doodle there. I guess well, it is getting close to 9 o'clock, but I'll go ahead and talk about it anyway. About TSA forces an elderly woman to remove a prosthetic breast.
Wow.
more than 24 complaints recently surfaced against Transportation Security Administration personnel, or TSA, at one airport. Each of the complaints suffered from disability and were allegedly mistreated by agents as they attempted to board a plane at Sky Harbor International Airport in Phoenix,
Can't
Arizona.
go anywhere anymore.
Yeah. Okay, Sai. All right. One of the most egregious examples involves an octogenarian in a wheelchair who was forced to disrobe after a metal detector alerted staff of a possible issue. Despite assuring agents that she was no threat, staff members made the breast cancer survivor remove her prosthetic breast for inspection. The 82-year-old was left completely exposed and vulnerable, leading her family to express their outrage. According to one grandchild, the woman, quote-unquote, posed absolutely no risk whatsoever to anyone's safety and should not have been subjected to such invasive treatment, unquote. That sentiment was included in a formal letter of complaint that concluded that such degrading treatment is more appropriate for prisoners. And basically, this is the most outrageous aspect of this incident is how incredibly
Couldn't
common.
they tell with the X-ray machine that they were fake?
Possibly, yeah. They should. It should be possible. I mean, especially in the chest. I mean, you could tell simply for the fact just the indention of it, because there's supposed to be some giving, some space.
Well, I know there's a law now, or that was a law because it became a big issue with the X-ray machine, where you can actually see like everything, your rear end, your penis, everything. You can see it.
Yeah.
Now there's a law that says that they have to become more cartoonish, that they're not allowed to do that anymore.
So you gotta look like some Family Guy stuff or whatever. I guess.
Yeah, cartoonish looking, they say. Whatever that is.
And have people just basically like, yeah. But that'll be even worse, because if you try to make it cartoony, like people think, oh, it's supposed to be like some type of entertainment or something.
Yeah. Well, no, it's entertainment to see the actual, they'll sit there with these perverted TSA people who feel up people all day. I'm sure they get excited after a while, no?
Possibly.
Don't you think?
Yeah.
I mean, if you were feeling somebody up all day, Derek, wouldn't you after a while start thinking, I'm going to go check that gorgeous woman right there, because in my mind, she looks suspicious.
She looks
like she would like it. Right, Derek?
Yeah, I guess in a perfect world, probably, yeah, perhaps. But, just because they look good don't mean they're good for it. She could be...
Yeah.
I mean, what if she was like, she just had a really good surgeon? Maybe she wasn't even biologically a woman per se. I mean, you never know.
Hey, Muhammad, you know what? Let me just say this. This is the way it is, the world. And ATT, don't blame the TSA. He says, blame the idiot extremist Muslims. Okay, you're just using, once again, another excuse. I mean, look at what's been happening here. I don't see any Muslims going into these malls and shooting people up, except in Somalia,
Kenya.
But I it's always some white kid with 100 different personalities or whatever's going on in their head. I don't see any Muslims. And it's terrorist passengers to stop terrorists, never the TSA, right? When did the TSA ever catch a terrorist with explosive?
Possibly.
I mean, when was the last time? I don't know of any. Maybe the shoe guy or the underwear guy. Those are the two big ones, I guess.
Dang, Sabu. Dang,
the shoe bomb guy, yeah.
Yeah, shoe bomb. Dang, Sabu. You just weighing me down, man.
Anyway, the TSA now shows that at NFL games, buses and highways and railroads. Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my goodness, Sabu. You just running me over, aren't you, man? Like, come on, DB specialist subject. If you went on Mastermind, it would be the tits and teeth of female TV presenters from 1999 to 2013. Dang.
Thank you, Muhammad, for clarifying that. The shoe bomber and the underwear bomber were stopped by passengers.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. All right. Well.
Yeah, throw DB under the bus there. Yeah, under the bus, under the subway, under the.
All right. Well, by the way, the Supreme Court, the Georgia Supreme Court, did smack down a law for checkpoints. The checkpoint policy. The Georgia Supreme Court ruled today that Bibb County's policy it uses to conduct roadblock checkpoints is too broad, and that a roadblock in 2010 violated a man's Fourth Amendment rights. Today's ruling reversed an opinion from the lower court. The justices considered if the decision to implement that roadblock was made by a supervisor and if it had a legitimate primary purpose. They decided that the officer who made the decision about the checkpoint was correct to do so, but that Bibb County's written checkpoint policy is not specific enough as required by the Constitution. There you have it. So that roadblock is now blocked. A roadblock's a roadblock.
Now that opens up a lot of lawsuits, a lot of expungements. Damn, why couldn't I even pull over on one of those?
Yeah. Well, it just didn't seem right the way they were doing it. And you see what they do in Gwinnett County.
Oh, yeah.
They actually force you to take a breathalyzer over there. If not, they strap your ass down to a table. You saw it. We put it up. Right, Ed? You remember that? That policy that they have in Gwinnett County? It's pretty strict. I wonder if they're violating the Constitution there. It's one state, right?
Yeah.
All right, there you have it. Roadblocked.
Yeah, that is kind of messed up when you think about it. They're violating the Fourth Amendment, right?
Violates the Fourth Amendment right.
Unconstitutional.
Unconstitutional, whatever that is. We got how many constitutions? We have the United States Constitution. We have the Georgia State Constitution. We have
the Atlanta Journal-Constitution.
Yeah.
Well, that's newspaper. But
we also have a cow chip plucking growing contest.
Oh, that's coming up soon?
The cow pies.
Yeah.
The cow shits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of like a shot put.
Yeah.
Us drunks know how to celebrate and have fun, man.
Wow.
But on that note, it's break time.
It's break time.
Yeah, it's a break time.
Ain't that something? All right, we're going to go to break. We'll be back. Stick around. More shit to go. I don't drink and drive, but I do like maintaining at least, what did he say? At least a few of my constitutional rights that still exist. Thank you.
Yes. Well, just hold on tight. Don't pick up that remote or computer mouse. You're watching the morning roast at 61 degrees outside of Macon, Georgia. Is nice and drizzly with a high of 74 and a low of 51 degrees. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
By the way, thank you.
And we are back. It's going on 9:08 a.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time here in Macon, Georgia. You're watching the Morning Roast with Irv, Ed, and DB live from the Nut House. It is getting crazy. It's 61 degrees outside, and it's still drizzling with a high of 74 and a low of 51 degrees. It's October 22nd, 2013. What about those stories?
About the only thing I was a little bit stuck on was that the newscaster looked like Casey Kasem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Those drivers confront the slaglers right here. Details at 11.
Top 20 attacks.
Yes.
By the way, I agree. Some cyclists think they own the freaking road. If you, even in New York, you should see some of the accidents that used to happen over there with the couriers. Couriers zooming in and out, and you had to look both ways before you stepped out of a door of a building. Yeah. Those suckers will run your ass over. And then there was some law passed where they weren't allowed to ride on the sidewalk in like certain areas in downtown Manhattan. They started putting in bicycle paths for them.
Yeah.
But yeah, who cares? Did the rider get beat up? Did the guy beat him up?
Not that I know of. Not in this particular case, though.
Yeah.
But there has been a lot of things with the cyclist versus the motorist, or seems like they're having to squabble and stuff. Hopefully not like the East Coast West Coast thing going on.
Let me see. When it snows heavily here, the bicycles ride at 25 miles an hour, and the road blocking rush hour and traffic. Screw 'em.
First of all, if you're a bicycle, you must be talking about motorcyclists, because I don't know anyone that could drive 25 miles an hour in the snow.
Yeah,
But
what's
that's
that
a lot
all
of
about,
pedaling.
ATK? Are you exaggerating?
That's a lot of. You gotta pedal a lot to get in some snow. I mean, it takes a while just to walk in snow, let alone pedal. Your bicycle in snow. That's some work.
Yeah, most cyclists can't fight. Yeah, the driver was being surrounded by hostile trendies. He was correct to fear for his life. They were threatened.
Possibly, yeah.
And then after seeing that motorcycle mayhem that went on in New York, people are paranoid.
Oh yeah.
But look, I don't know. Cyclists have responsibility too. I think they do get in the way of cars, and then it's always going to be your fault because you have the car.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with kids. I remember I was driving through, and this mother's got this little baby like 100 feet in front of her, and the little kid's like running around, and I have to slow my car down to the point that I'm walking, literally. And I looked out the window and I told her, "Hey, lady, if that kid gets hit by my car, it's gonna be my fault. Why don't you hold on to your kid?" She looked at me with an ugly face, like I was the one that was wrong. When your stupid kid gets mowed down and his head gets crushed under my wheel, maybe then you'll think twice about it. But no, it's going to be my fault anyway. See, that's a problem. It's like with mother and father. The mother always gets the kid, and the father always has to pay the child support. It's the same shit here. The driver's always going to get blamed no matter what. Cyclists, they get away with it. That's a problem. Yeah.
Talking about getting stuck. Sometimes you're the pigeon, sometimes you're the statue.
Yeah.
Like, speaking of statues, got some state news. It says a statue of a controversial Georgia politician is requested to be moved. Here in Atlanta, Governor Nathan Deal has ordered a statue of a controversial Georgia politician and publisher moved from a prominent spot at the Capitol. Deal signed an executive order this month saying the Thomas E. Watson statue sits in the middle of an extensive renovation project will be moved across the street. The decision is being cheered by groups who say that the statue of Watson should not have been greeting. Excuse me. The decision is being cheered by groups who say that the statue of Thomas Watson should not have been greeting visitors at a main Capitol entrance after he stirred up anti-Semitism ahead of the 1915 lynching of Jewish businessman Leo Frank, who had been convicted of killing a 13-year-old girl. Shelley Rose and the Anti-Defamation League says Deal's decision sends a clear message that he will not tolerate the hatred and bigotry that defined so much of Watson's career. So, what do you think about that? Any comments about it?
Well, I mean, he's a controversial figure in what way? Besides what? Slavery?
Well, it wasn't slavery. Well, slavery was already over. But basically, he stirred up anti-Semitism back during the 1915 lynching of a Jewish businessman, Leo Frank, who was convicted of killing a 13-year-old girl. So
why was the statue there? To commemorate what was his good deed that deserved the statue?
Well, I guess because he was a politician, pretty much more or less. I don't know that much about the guy myself, but I just know.
Could we get him up and find out? I mean, I want to know why they're moving that statue. What's the big deal? Besides the fact that he was anti-Jewish, I mean,
Anti-Semitic,
who the hell isn't anti-Jewish in this country? I mean, that's just the way of the world.
Let's see. He was a Thomas E. Watson. According to Wikipedia, the bio of Thomas E. Watson, he was born in 1856, died in 1922. He was an American politician, newspaper editor, and writer from Georgia. In the 1890s, Watson championed poor farmers as a leader of the Populist Party, articulating an agrarian political viewpoint while attacking business, bankers, railroads, Democratic President Grover Cleveland, and the Democratic Party. He was a nominee for vice president with William Jennings Bryan in 1896 on the Populist ticket, but there was a different vice presidential nominee on Bryan's Democratic ticket. Politically, he was a leader on the left in the 1890s, calling on poor whites and poor blacks, which is kind of quite different, to unite against the elites. However, after 1900, he shifted to nativist attacks on blacks and Catholics, and after 1914 against Jews. 2 years prior to his death, he was elected to the United States Senate.
Yeah, get him out of there. Yeah, rip that shit off. Take the pedestal with you, too. Guy's an asshole.
Tell us how you really feel, Herb. Tell us how you really feel.
Goodbye, you racist, flip-flopping son of a bitch.
Yes.
Goodbye.
He died of cerebral hemorrhage in 1922 at the age of 66.
He died of what? Of a hemorrhage?
Yeah, cerebral hemorrhage in 1922.
Brain was too stupid to figure out itself. His brain was so messed up, it blew up. Yeah, Catholics do have it coming. Catholics.
Boy, y'all.
Yeah, well, you know.
Boy, y'all be some awesome guidance counselors. I'll tell you that right now. Woo.
I like that. I never heard that before. Catholics. I like that. All right, let me see. Yeah, he was a Mexican lawn innkeeper. Yeah, I guess.
Wow.
I hate all races, no matter who they are against. Yes. Mm-hmm. You're racist against racists, right? Too much.
Wow.
That's all I'm saying. Alright, well, I'll get that old statue out of there. Anyway, it's got a lot of bird shit on it, I'm sure. It's a nuisance. We don't need to look at more ugly white people embronzed in a statue. Get out of here.
Yeah,
Goodbye.
I don't know what in the world happened. He was supposed to be going against the elite. Then all of a sudden, I guess when he started making money in the new shit, he just went crazy. He was like poor whites and poor blacks to go against the rich, and then he went anti-black, anti-Catholic, and anti-Semite.
Anti-human.
Yeah.
He loves dogs and animals. By the way, I am too fat to be racist. I cannot run 200 meters without fainting. And we're talking a different kind of racist there. Yeah, I get it. Racist. You're funny as hell. Are you sure you're not Anthony ATT? His corny jokes sound like him. Alright, so there you have it. There's a statue going to be ripped out of the ground. Get it out of here. Use it as coral reef. Throw it in the water and let the corals grow on it.
Wow.
For all I care.
Freaking incredible.
Who cares?
Incredible.
Some politician. By the way, the Middle Village... Milledgeville, whatever, yeah. A Milledgeville couple. They get charged with murder for their kid. And, I'm looking at this couple, and let me tell you, they don't look crazy, and they don't look anything at all. They just look like a normal young couple.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means, but they don't look like, you know how you see pictures of a mother all disheveled.
Yeah,
Jane Brown looked like Miss America next to them.
Yeah, I mean, they don't look like they're on any stuff, any chemicals or
they
anything
don't.
like drugs.
They don't. But this Milledgeville couple is accused of killing their 2-month-old child. According to police, they say the child died on September 6th in an apartment in North Lincoln Street. The news release says GBI medical examiner ruled the child died from a blunt force trauma to the head and called the death a homicide. Police say the father, Tamaris Hattrey, and mother, Jessica Driscoll, were arrested on Friday. Both are charged with felony murder and first-degree child cruelty, according to the news release. And more updates on their incarceration soon to come. Very sad. Very, very sad. 2-month-old infant killed by the parents. Right here in Milledgeville.
That's messed up.
What do you think of that?
It's just messed up on so many levels, man.
Yeah.
What can you say?
My mother was born in a town named Millersville. Yeah, well, this is Milledgeville. Aunt Discussion went in and mentioned him. Have you ever seen a blue racer? It's a snake that will follow behind you and walk down the trail. Now, there he is, Anthony. You were hiding, weren't you? Yeah. He heard his name.
Yes.
DB on the fence. All right, trying to be white this morning, DB?
Trying to be.
Well, yes, I'm trying to be the next Tiger Woods, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, DB's on the fence, he said. Yeah.
Yes, I'm Jaguar Woods now. That's who I am. I'm Jaguar Woods.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the fuzzy cowpiddles are back. I heard of that story, whatever. All right, here we go. What else, Derek?
Yeah, talking about.
Got a shoplifter?
Yeah, a suspected teenage shoplifter caught with dead baby pleads not guilty in court.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not guilty. Everybody's not guilty. Everybody's innocent.
Boy, talk about this is the wing dang doodle of the hour right here for the 9 o'clock hour right here. A crazy woman, yes. Stone-faced teen sat mutely inside a Manhattan courtroom, her face betraying no trace of shock, horror, and the loss of the last 48 hours. Teen mom Tiana Rodriguez maintained her stoic face this past weekend during a brief hearing on charges that she shoplifted a $44.50 pair of skinny jeans.
Plus tax.
From $45 pair
Why
of skinny
did you
jeans.
do that?
Yeah. $45 pair of skinny jeans.
$45.39 plus tax pair of jeans.
Skinny jeans from Victoria's Secret. But the thing was so crazy about it is that she was caught with a dead baby. Dead baby that was caught in her bag, which is I don't know how in the world how does that work? Like the attorney of the 17-year-old woman, Tiana Rodriguez, was allegedly caught shoplifting. Oh, you do? Of that? Oh,
all right, bring it on. I want people to see her face anyway.
Yeah.
For any unauthorized activity.
Disturbing new details tonight in the discovery of an infant's remains in a shopping bag in Midtown. CBS 2 has learned the baby was born alive and weighed 8.5 pounds. CBS 2's Hazel Sanchez is live in Midtown, where the teenage mother is being questioned by police tonight. Hazel.
Yeah, and investigators say Tiana Rodriguez was caught in a lie. Police say the 17-year-old first told them she miscarried, but now sources say the baby boy was actually alive when he was born, and police are trying to figure out if he was killed by his own mother. Police say Tiana Rodriguez gave birth to an 8.5-pound baby boy on Wednesday. Sources close to the investigation say the full-term baby was breathing when he was born, but it's not known yet how he died or if his 17-year-old mother took his life.
I hope she didn't do nothing to the baby, that's all. I hope she didn't do it.
Neighbor Gloria Pierce says she saw Rodriguez with her 2-year-old son on Wednesday, and she had no idea the teen was pregnant with her second child. It became a surprise to an entire city Thursday when Rodriguez and another 17-year-old girl were caught allegedly shoplifting in Victoria's Secret in Herald Square. Security guards smelled a foul odor coming from one of Rodriguez's bags and discovered the baby's body inside.
I just don't understand. I don't understand why she would do something like that.
Police now believe Rodriguez was 6 to 8 months pregnant when she gave birth. Investigators say the young mother told them she didn't know what to do with the child. The medical examiner is still trying to determine the baby's exact cause of death, but friends say they don't believe Rodriguez killed him.
She's not a harmful person. She's just that type of person. Like, you know, you could be around her, you know, chill with her and stuff. You know, she's a nice young lady.
Rodriguez and the other 17-year-old girl are charged with petty larceny. Those charges could be upgraded once the baby's autopsy is complete. That could take several weeks. We're live in Midtown tonight. Hazel Sanchez, CBS 2 News.
Hazel, thank you.
Very sad.
Wow.
Very sad. You know, but what really gets to me, besides the fact that this poor baby was being walked around in a brown paper bag or whatever.
Yeah. Brown
And it was
paper.
shoplifting.
Yeah, shoplifting. Besides that traumatic, you know, contemplation, you know, it's pretty disgusting and sad. And it almost leaves you speechless. What really gets to me is that woman with the black hair and the big white stain on her head.
The racing stripe.
Yeah, that
really
woman is about as ugly as all hell, and I think that she put that white spot on her head to divert attention from her crooked eye.
I know that's wrong.
I'm serious. That crooked eye looked very familiar. Right, Tower? What do you think, Tower? What would that look like to you?
Think you had to get a DNA test or something?
That was
Oh my goodness! You read my mind. You read my mind, Tower. You got ESP, man.
Donette Curry. I like that.
You got.
Thank you, Ed. No, did you notice that white hair was hanging over her crooked eye?
Yeah.
And I think that she did that. So you look at her hair, you don't look at the fact that she's got an eye in left
Actually, I
field.
think her eye was looking at the hair.
Wow, my. Jeez. Look like a cross-eyed Corella Deville.
Yeah, awful looking. What the hell did she say, by the way? I couldn't hear her because I was so shouting in my head. Was that why is she wearing her hair like that? Mm-hmm. Well,
Did she look like that?
what? Wait, I don't see anything. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, except that she needs more hair. There you go. That's what she looked like. Same color, too. Yeah, that lady's a dog. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Gloria Allred, by the way. That woman, that judge, I don't like her at all. She's a bitch. A biatch.
Personally, I think she should be disbarred, man, because that's just some. She's talking about an ambulance chasing attorney right now.
Yeah.
Big time.
If you, by
That's
the way,
totally-
if you have a penis, she's not gonna be a lawyer. You have to have a vagina
Yeah. All I'm saying
in order
is
for her to be a lawyer.
that's true. I've said this many times that that Gloria Allred is like the antithesis. She's the antithesis of Kim Kardashian. They both like to screw brothers, but Gloria Allred does it in the courtroom. Bam.
I'd
There
love
you
to
go.
see her and Judge Judy go at it. Like
Yeah.
two women fighting, like the battle, those videos that they have.
Oh yeah.
The battle against King Tut and whatever.
Oh, to my epic
Yeah,
rap
the
battles.
epic battles. I'd love to see an epic battle with them.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah, that would be. a good one.
Or even a.
That would be epic.
That would be, wouldn't it? There you go.
Yes, indeed.
Anyway, what the hell? What other horrible news do we have?
Oh my
Wait a minute, I
goodness.
see something over here.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I
Okay.
do. There's
Okay.
always, all I have to do is go to the Macon Telegram or WMAG, and they always have like the most horrible stories about our area. Here we go. There you go. What did I tell you? Houston County. An elderly Houston couple remains in a medical center of Central Georgia after both survived being shot in the head by their grandson. According to Houston County Sheriff's Office media release, the 911 center received a call from Rosalind Livingston, 67, shortly before 11 a.m. on Sunday night. Livingston stated she had been shot in the head by a grandson, Joshua Cook, 25. And the investigation revealed that Cook became upset with his grandparents and shot Livingston. After shooting his grandmother, Cook located his grandfather and shot him in the head as well. Once deputies arrived on the scene, a wounded Livingston was already overpowered Cook and taken the pistol from his possession. Boy, that's one strong lady. You shot in the head and you're still able to get the gun away from the guy. The 25-year-old was taken into custody after being treated at the medical center for injuries he received while being restrained by his grandfather. Wow. He's being charged with aggravated assault instead of attempted murder.
Yeah, I think I've talked about that story. It just had a bigger screen. I think I got it from the Channel 13 instead of the Fox 24 news website. But I mean, either way you look at it, I'm surprised that they actually had enough strength to actually, fight their grandson. I mean, you shot both of them, shot in the head, and they're still alive. My goodness.
And overpowered him.
Yeah, and overpowered. That's miraculous.
Yeah.
Freaking miraculous.
I think it was grazing. There's no way that bullet would have sunk in their head.
Yeah.
The kid couldn't aim.
Obviously.
By the way, yes, we talked about the fair leaving. We talked about that earlier, Tower, before you got on. And I don't think that's what's going to happen with the Cherry Blossom Festival. I hate to tell you that. I don't agree. The Cherry Blossom has got too much old money in it. The fair has all us lowlives going there and visiting it, so they're not as entrenched. They figure maybe it'll help the police not having to police that thing, because you do get some crowds in there that could be rowdy compared to the Cherry Blossom. The Cherry Blossom is an old ladies event. It's like their last gasp of air, trying to have a good time. Let's go look at these trees giving out pink flower. Celebrate them. Not like the fair. The fair, you go in, you eat a lot of junk food.
Big
a lot of stuff going on. You get
pretzels, barbecue.
You get all these people coming out of their huts and in their ransacked homes, coming there. Yeah, you get all sorts there. And Cherry Blossom, most of those ladies go to...
You're right, what you said, yeah. It's been around for 160 years. You don't get any more old money than that. You're right.
Yeah. Yeah, it might take a few years, but it will. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. That is the Cherry Blossom, what I'm describing. And those old ladies, they get, they spend a lot of money on their hair and dyeing it pink or whatever it is that they do. That's how they get off. The rest of us are just a bunch of drunks.
Yeah.
That's it. Just a bunch of drunks. Who cares about the fair? It's not fair. Literally.
Yeah, not fair.
Not a fair.
But I'm pumped.
Yeah. But the Cherry Blossom, do you know?
Cherry Blossom, yes.
Yeah, well, what's the big deal about the Cherry Blossom?
Well, I guess a lot of old people get to wear pink, I guess.
Anthony gets to have a reason why to wear that coat that he has. If not, where would he wear it?
Maybe the Spartan outfit again. I don't know.
Anyway, so it's very sad to hear that that the festival has left, and it is going to that Speedway place.
Yeah, Atlanta Motor Speedway.
The Atlanta Speedway.
Mm-hmm.
And so you're gonna have to travel what, 50 miles?
Well, yeah, about somewhere between 50 and 60.
About 50 or 60 miles, halfway to Atlanta, in order to get there.
Yeah, almost halfway. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
that's a little bit near Locust. That's probably near the Locust Grove territory, as a matter of fact. Which Locust Grove, they actually got a Walmart, so I guess it won't be too bad. I mean, they already got a Tanger outlet over at Locust Grove. Many, especially a lot of those convenience store, gas station, restaurant, fast food combos, where it's like you got the Burger King / Chevron and the BP / McDonald's, you know.
By the way, Anthony, they could be related because Mr. Rickett has, I think it's three children. He has a daughter and 2 sons, I believe. And one of them has older kids, older family members. They probably would be related. That would be funny as hell. Tell the kids that they're kind, by the way. You kids are kind. And you're nice, too.
Nice too.
Yeah, that's why I'm Harley's Rim Shot, whatever. DB, did Mark call you? I let him know via Facebook that Irv loved his singing. Yes, Mark did call me, Nicole. And thank you for lying through your teeth for me. We're talking about Mark Breeze. Yeah, Mark Breeze did call me. He sent me a video. He likes those ballady songs. I noticed that.
Slow songs, yeah.
Yeah, those love songs.
Yeah, they don't make good love songs anymore. I mean, I haven't heard of a good slow jam, or at least on R&B, since 1997. I mean, really, it's just sad. That's why I'm like ticked off at Glee, because like they don't have any brothers on. Many black guys has been in show business singing. You can find out one brother on Glee. I mean, they got that one light-skinned dude who always claimed that he's half black. I'm half black, like he's the Doug from Aflac or something. I'm half black. Yeah, like the Ku Klux Klan care about that. I mean, I'm serious. Like Tiger Woods. I mean, Ku Klux Klan biggers are not known to be great mathematicians, and it's definitely not good at fractions. I'm just saying. They're gonna give you full. They
the Ku Klux Klan.
Yeah, they hate you on a curve. They're not gonna try to shoot you with half a bullet because you half black, or try to hang you with half a rope. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's true. Glee is for white teenagers. Yeah.
They
feel left out by all the rappers and all the hip shit that's in that whole world.
Yeah, I think it is kind of racist. They don't want black men. They'll put black women on there, and then when they do, they're always obese. Why they gotta be obese?
Yeah.
That's the always.
But that was always the case. You know, that goes back to even the days of the Jackson 5. Mm-hmm. You had the Jackson 5, then all of a sudden you had the white backlash, and you had the Osmond brothers show up. All of a sudden there. And you had it with the Monkees. I mean, the Monkees were an offshoot of
the Beatles.
The Beatles.
Yeah.
Right? You always had that. You always had that.
Precious, yeah. Precious. Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, you couldn't get Usher on the show. Usher could never been on Glee, or CeeLo before he got messed up in this stuff. I mean, Chris Brown.
Yeah.
They couldn't post Chris Brown's bed. I mean, there's got to be some brother that's still singing.
CeeLo would have been perfect. He would have been giving those kids ecstasy.
Jeez.
That's what they do. That's what they do now. These kids, they have ecstasy. They go dancing, and that's where they put their bodies into all these positions and jumping around and dancing. You're high as a freaking kite.
Yeah, I mean, but Tower, Menudo was a Puerto Rican band, and plus they were a Latino boy band. Plus they kept switching band members all the time, like Destiny's Child did back. You know, You didn't even. I don't even know why they called it Destiny's Child. They should have called it Beyonce and them, or no, Beyonce and fill in the blank or something like that. They can, but the thing is, they can't find out one brother on Glee. I mean, come on, man. And
Yeah.
Not even Babyface. Babyface, dude's been writing songs for 30 years. I mean, as a singer and as a songwriter, he wrote songs for Madonna for "Take a Bow." That was a #1 hit. You mean tell me they couldn't get Babyface on Glee? You know the guy needs the money. I mean, his wife took half his stuff. I mean, hey.
Well, and let me just say this. By the way, with Menudo, those kids were molested. And it took, what's his name, a long time to come to grips with it.
Talking about
what is his name?
Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin. It took him a long time to come to grips with it. I bet you that kid was molested from here to hell. All those kids were molested.
How did that?
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, I'm sure of it. It happens. It happened. It happened to Michael Jackson. I think that's what freaked him out in the end.
But it didn't happen. It didn't happen to his brothers. But that must have been just him because his brothers seem to be okay. I mean, they're broke, but they're okay. You know. I'll take that back, except for Jermaine, because Jermaine, he really takes recycling a whole other level. Because first of all, he marries his brother's ex-wife. Then has a kid with him, you know, and names him Your Majesty. It's like, jeez, man, but that's a whole other kettle of fish.
Yeah, Muhammad Hussein. We're thinking of doing something for Halloween, but we don't know yet. But what is the best Halloween movie? Not the ones with the name Halloween on it.
Oh, okay, so don't, because that was.
Yeah,
I'm about to say that because I did see that. I did see that last night on TV. John Carpenter's Halloween,
Which one?
the first one. John Carpenter.
The original.
Yeah, the original with.
There's nothing like
with
the original.
Jamie Lee Curtis, which was kind of weird. That
she was hot at that time.
Yeah, she was alright. Which is kind of weird that she's. I didn't know. It took me years to realize that she was the daughter of Janet Leigh, who was also in a scary movie. Who was the woman who got killed in the shower in Psycho.
Yeah.
And plus, it's kind of weird to see her way back then because she had long hair and like ever since Trading Places, that movie, that Eddie Murphy movie, she had short hair ever since. But it's just weird to see her, you know, now. Well, back then because she had much longer hair, you know.
By the way, Anthony is hitting on something you may have said. I don't think he was a racist. I just think that his hair got too big and he acted like an ass at times. Mm-hmm. Then what is he responding to? It is a job, whether they are maids or yard people. Men does not matter. To have those jobs does not mean that an employee is a racist.
Well, yeah.
Who are we talking about?
I guess you were talking about Elvis or Paula Deen or somebody. I guess you. Talking about Elvis. Talking about Elvis. Yeah.
Talking about Elvis. I don't think Elvis was a racist.
No, he wasn't racist. Colonel Tom Parker may be, but
yeah,
but not
George Jones
himself.
George Jones, maybe.
Yeah. How you doing, Axel? Yes. But if you want to talk about scary movies now AMC and Sci-Fi Channel, I think they're going back to back. They got a plethora of Halloween movies. They got a lot of them. I mean, just cornucopia of them. I mean, obviously you can't go wrong with the original Exorcist. I mean, because that junk giving me nightmares. I can't even see that movie even in the daytime. You know, the original Carrie. I would say if you want a suspense, I guess any Hitchcock movie would be great. Rear Window, Psycho, even The Birds. The Birds, that gave me the heebie-jeebies for years. I saw that on TBS.
Psycho and The Exorcist are Anthony's favorite.
Yeah.
Anybody else?
Anybody?
Phantasm, that was pretty good.
Yeah, Phantasm, definitely.
That was the beginning of those weird movies that started coming out, like... after Phantasm, it kind of set off
Phantasm 2 was kind of crazy, too. I never saw the first one. I did see Phantasm 2. Yeah, Hellraiser. Yeah, Hellraiser, the first one with Pinhead.
Yeah.
I will tear your soul apart.
What about The Shining?
The Jack Nicholson version?
The Jack Nicholson version. Mm-hmm. That was kind of creepy. No?
Yeah, the original Chainsaw Massacre is good, yeah. Scarface was a scary movie. 1980. I don't know. Can gangster movies be considered scary? I guess if you want to be if you want to be in a life of crime, probably so.
Texas Chainsaw. That's another one.
You need people like me. You need people like me to punch your freaking fingers and say that's the bad guy.
What about Hostel?
Hostel, Hostel, yeah, the Hostel.
Hostel, wasn't that kind of, those people pleading for their lives and begging and crying? It's so emotional.
Yeah.
Notice that? Mm-hmm. The other movie, the one where the guy pumps acid on people's faces while they're strapped down. What's the name of that movie? Very famous. He would pump it with his leg, and then the shower head would start to drip acid on the faces of...
I think it was Saw. Was that the first Saw?
Yeah, was that Saw? Okay, Saw.
Okay.
Isn't that terrible?
Yeah, that's what I said. The first
sitting
Saw was
there
crazy.
like watching this girl begging for her life. It's too emotional for me. I can't do it.
Oh, yeah. I definitely remember that one, Dark Knight of the Scarecrow. When I was in the seventh, I was like around. I was in the seventh grade when I saw that one.
Yeah. By the way, Anthony, were you ever tender? Tender age my ass. You were probably some bratty ass kid that deserved a whooping. Tender my ass. Yeah, the only thing that was tender was your ass from getting beat up. When I was a child, the movie Wizard of Oz, yes, with one C, by the way, A-T-T.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz is great. Yeah, them flying monkeys was,
The witches laugh and the flying monkey scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, when it didn't scare anybody, my goodness, if I was 9 years old, I still have nightmares about that. Shoot, you get to, some kids, I know.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Michelle, The Wiz wasn't a horror movie.
The Wiz was a horror movie.
Give me a break.
Maybe the critics, it probably was.
Keep up.
The critics,
stop taking that ecstasy.
To movie critics, it probably was though, but it was, but it's a good movie. MJ was in it.
Yeah, it was a horror.
Oh, jeez.
Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah, because he had his original nose, probably. But
yeah. By the way, he said you're scared by the Planet of the Apes.
Well, yeah, it was because you had gorillas. I mean, come on, you seen King Kong? I mean, what? They already can kick your ass. Why do they need guns for? That's like giving a doggone tiger a freaking samurai sword. Like, what do you need? What do you need guns for? Shoot.
Maybe there's other reasons why you're scared.
Yeah, it was scary as a mug.
Right, Anthony? What do you think? Why do you think DB would have been scared of Planet of the Apes, DB? Tower.
Well, I mean,
why would you think that?
Well, it is
the scariest movie of all time. Anything that's they're coming for you. Or the original Dracula. Okay. The most evil of all horror movies is Martyrs, 2008. It will damage your mind. Really. I never saw that.
I had to say the first Fright Night though, because it was,
Oh, what about this movie, The Martyrs?
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah, talking even scary. Yeah, you first bad enough. You got a gun and you can talk too. It's like, damn.
Yeah, that's true.
You can kick my ass, shoot me, and talk trash while you doing it too. That's bad. That's terrible.
Yeah, The Faces of Death.
Oh,
that was a terrible one because you realize that some of that shit is real.
Oh yeah.
At least they said it was.
Well, oh yeah, it was real. I mean, I saw the part where they had what the dude was on the electric chair and junk. That was just ooh.
Wow.
Remember the guy who got killed in the electric chair and junk? I mean, his eyeballs popped out of his socket, but they had they had a cover of some eye flaps over his face so his eyeballs won't pop out.
People love
and he bled
this
from his
stuff.
eyes. It's like, whoa.
You ever notice how barbaric the human mind has become? You think about it.
Oh yeah, that was definitely crazy. Yeah,
I mean, people really love these blood and gore movies.
Yeah,
The Walking Dead on television. The guy slamming the guy over and over on the head with like this pipe or a hammer or a rock, and it's like we're just eating it up. Not me, but people are eating that stuff up. Literally.
It's a big hit show now. I mean, since Breaking Bad's no longer on the air, and you know they don't have, I guess, and Mad Men is on hiatus. AMC is just getting viewership left and right. Especially
they are desensitized
with the Walking
every
Dead.
single day. That's why, and you see it in the video games where now you're destroying and blowing things up and killing people and with all the
killing
blood
zombies.
And all the blood that goes with it. If you look at the video again, they shoot somebody up, all the blood squirting out and exploding. And then you got The Walking Dead, where people are walking around bashing and eating and doing all sorts. It's just insane. Mm-hmm. It's just insane.
Oh yeah.
I don't get it. They need to make more movies that are relevant. Maybe that's what they are doing. Maybe that's what's going on around us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If you counted The Werewolves of London by Zevon,
yeah, that's a good I guess Halloween song.
Yeah.
I already put it
come out at night
by Houdini. Yes.
Yeah, could not catch that Mel Gibson movie about crimes after Iraq. Well, it was good. The Brady Bunch reunion is pretty scary.
Yes, indeedy.
You're absolutely right, Muhammad Hussein. I agree. I'm 100% behind you. They are being given these games like to train these kids how to become military later on.
Yeah.
It's true. It's
right.
just like the propaganda of the communists. They start them out young.
Mm-hmm.
Desensitizing them to having interactions with other humans.
Yeah.
You can only associate with your own comrade.
Yeah, ATT was talking about there was a part in Face of Death where these people went to this Moroccan restaurant where the woman was belly dancing. They ate monkey brains and got a live monkey and they just basically beat this little monkey to death. With a big old hammer and they just got a saw and just
this sounds like some kind of a porno.
And just basically ate his
guy's beating his what?
Monkey. Beating the monkey, not spanking the monkey. That's spanking the monkey. You gotta miss that. Yeah, but they beat that monkey to death.
Yeah. This is how we're training our youth, kill old people. Yeah.
So basically, it's like a Logan's Run in real life now. I guess what you're saying. Scary.
Yes, absolutely. I just thought of that. It's like a Logan's Run.
Yeah. I remember watching.
Well, you're past the age; they would kill you off, no?
Well, yeah, we'll kill both of us because it said you can't live
be first in line.
Well, 30.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because they said don't trust anyone over 30. So basically, the cutoff year was 30 in Logan's Run. Everyone's seen the movie, and even then, when the movie came out and when I saw the TV show, I thought something was weird about what was going on because they were celebrating like Capricorn, whatever they call it, and they were like, yeah, and everyone. Then all of a sudden, you see these people with these robes on, and then you see these sparks flying and junk, and then people didn't know that these people were being executed. And they just in a circle. All the sparks flying around them. They're being celebrated. No, they're being killed. It's like even I was 6 years old. Even I knew someone right about that. They're like, yeah, sparks ain't supposed to fly out your chest where your heart's supposed to be. I mean, come on, someone right?
Nah. That's Anthony's response.
Yeah. Whatever, man.
Pappy Boynton? What is that?
What is that?
Pappy Boynton?
Pappy Boynton. What?
Sounds like you're calling somebody Pappy. Didn't Popeye call his grandpa Pappy?
Poop Dick Pappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pappy Boynton was a real live man in World War II air war. Baba Black Sheep. All right.
Okay.
Who watched that?
That was that show with Robert Conrad. It was like this Black Sheep Squadron. Yeah. Yeah, World War II.
That boy, talk about a guy aging badly. That boy aged badly.
Oh, yeah, very aged, yeah. Predator. Yeah, the very first Predator movie, 1980. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a really good one. But that was the first movie I actually saw where actually Arnold Schwarzenegger got his butt kicked. Predator was
his butt kicked by
he got thrown down like
Terminator. Every time he was being blown up, he'd just come back.
Yeah, but he was like a machine. I'm talking about as a one of his human roles, I guess you might say. He was fighting the Predator, and the Predator was just owning him. He was just giving him the KFC 2-piece, like pop, just pop out,
Yeah, he says he watched it because they had black in the title.
Oh, Black and the
Good morning, Rudy 4. Anyway,
well, yeah, Black Caesar, of course. Yeah, Fred Williamson in it. Yeah.
I'm still confused as to why you would be afraid of watching Planet of the Apes.
Well, because, I mean, aside from the racial aspects of it, but the thing was so scary about it is like, look, you've seen King Kong. Now, King Kong climbed the Empire State Building. Now, granted, the apes weren't that, but at 4 or 5 years, I knew that apes were stronger than human beings. Just they able to kill a human being just with their bare hands. Why the heck do they need guns for?
Yeah, that's
like
true.
I said, that's like my neighbor's a German Shepherd carrying a freaking pair of brass knuckles or something and a 30.
Did it look too familiar to you?
No, they didn't look familiar. Hey, whatever, man. Jeez.
Did some of those apes look familiar?
No, they didn't look familiar. I'm just saying they're just creepy. I mean, come on, they creepy. They're carrying a gun and they talking to you. It's like,
here we go.
They can bust a cap in you. They can beat you up, bust a cap in you, and talk trash while they're beating you up and busting a cap in you. I mean, my goodness, that's beyond injury. Like, come on. Like, what's the purpose?
Yes.
What's the purpose?
All right. There you go. I uncovered why he's afraid of Planet of the Apes. All right. I mean,
no,
if
I'm not
it was
golfing.
a Planet of the Porch Monkey, maybe Fred just...
Yeah, Michelle. Yes. Yeah,
Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah, why don't you apply? Michelle Stacy. Why don't you apply for a job at ACLU? I'm glad they would love to have you. Yes, yeah, you'll fit right in there, Michelle. Yes, freaking, it's jackasses. Anyway,
you see, there's always racism everywhere, my friends. It's all permeated. It's all mixed in. There's all these hidden messages.
Davey said, "I wanted to turn her to my why didn't the dog this for the Lollipop Guild?" Jeez.
Beneath the Planet of the Apes. Yeah. Okay. This is funny. The second one. Yes. That was funny. Thank you, Michelle, for the good laugh. Anthony, just having you type in ha 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 ha. I can only hear you, and it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of which,
well,
let's go and look at some news.
I got some stuff. It's just some brief. I mean, there's really nothing that was going on in sports. Just really stuff. Just basically just Monday Night Football from last night's game.
Yeah.
How'd
it go?
Well, the New York Giants defeated the Minnesota Vikings.
It went great.
Yes, of course. I know you like it. Yeah. The Giants beat the Minnesota Vikings 23-7.
I love that pitch, Eddie. Where did you get my baby picture?
Jeez.
Edward sent it to me.
That is scary.
Yeah.
No.
As you know, well, the Minnesota Vikings lost to the New York Giants 23-7 last night on Monday Night Football on ESPN. And, of course, you know, tomorrow, Game 1 of the World Series will start tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. on Fox.
This is like the lowest...
Wake up, Tyra. Wake up.
This is like the lowest World Series, being aware of it.
Yeah.
That I've ever seen. Usually everybody's all frenzied up early on and everybody knows the date and it's like all of a sudden it's a World Series. I'm like, oh, yeah. I thought that was over already. Pretty bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Baseball used to be the center sport.
The national pastime, yeah.
Yeah, national pastime. Now it's carrying guns and shooting people in school. That's a new pastime.
What my mom says, World Series, nah, I'd rather watch some still Survivor. You rather watch Survivor? I don't even watch that. Jeez.
Yeah, I hate those movies. Hoodie 420 is in the pain. Yeah.
Yes. There's some.
Oh, is that right? I didn't know that. Okay, Hoodie. There we go.
Oh, is the Payne? Oh, Chris Payne? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Now we know who he is. All right, here we go.
Yes, I do have some news. One last piece of news, or at least sports-related news. Tennessee Titans owner Bud Adams, who helped found the American Football League and whose battles for players helped lead to merger with the NFL, has died. He was 90 years old. He was the original owner of the Houston Oilers back in the day during the AFL, the American Football League, which had teams such as Kansas City Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders, and they merged with the NFL back in the late 60s, which now we have the wake up, Ed, which now we have the Super Bowl. He was the son of a prominent oil executive, and Adams built his own energy and founded the Houston Oilers. He moved the team in 1997 when he couldn't get out of the new stadium he wanted in Houston. The franchise was renamed the Tennessee Titans, and in 2000 reached the Super Bowl that Adams spent more than 3 decades pursuing. Adams' 409 wins were the most of any current NFL owner. He reached his 400th career win in the 2011 season finale when the Titans defeated the team that replaced the Oilers in Houston, the Houston Texans. This franchise made 21 playoff appearances in 53 seasons, 8th among NFL teams since 1960. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell called Adams a pioneer and an innovator. Again, rest in peace, Bud Adams, former owner of
So here they're going to have a new sport, beer pong.
Beer pong.
From a national sport, too.
Okay.
We have to excite the audience.
And that's all on
Maybe
sports.
we should put up some pictures of some of these football players with their gigantic bulging asses and their big crotches, and I think that would get everybody's attention, even the guy.
Wow.
Why not? Make it a day. Good morning, Donnie Curry. Speaking of Donnie Curry, we're going on break now.
Yes, indeed. It's 10 o'clock right now. 10 a.m. in Macon, Georgia with the... It's
Now we'll talk about that.
It's 63 degrees in Macon. It was cloudy and drizzling with a high of 74 and low of 51. You're watching the Morning Roast live from the Nut House with Irv, Ed, and DB. We'll be right back.
And stick around, Donnie. Don't go anywhere. What do you do?
Could you imagine terrorists hacking into the airwaves on the planes and guiding them into each other and shit?
I wouldn't put it apart. I wouldn't put it. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
All right. Well, welcome back. Welcome back to
the Morning Roast.
The Morning Roast.
2 hours done.
By the way, anybody that thinks that this show is supposed to be nice to each other and everybody's supposed to make nice comments misses the point of what the roast is all about.
Yeah.
If you ain't got a thick skin, you shouldn't be on here. You shouldn't. Because
go to Rocco's Zone.
We're not going to apologize for anything that we say on the show, because what we talk is what comes out of our hearts and our minds.
Well,
and
if they can handle Rocco's shit,
you can handle. If you can't handle it, get out of the kitchen. And that I'll say to anybody. Really. Exactly, Manny. Everybody has a right to say whatever the hell they want.
Yes,
as long as it's not threatening, and as long as it's not causing harm to your job or anything to that effect, who gives a shit? Half the time, everybody already knows. The world already knows that when you get on Facebook and you say all sorts of shit, that's pretty much the norm. It's just when it becomes vicious and stalking where it gets a little dicey. So I don't want to have let's talk happy and not talk bad to each other person. on my chat because then I'm going to think that you're stalking.
You can't stop.
All right?
Yeah.
We can't stop. Exactly. There you go. That's what we're all about. That's why we have this show.
Yeah.
So people can let out their true opinion or ideas, or if not, it's just going to be what? It'll be like every other show that you see on this Vaughn Live. Pretty much just staring at a camera, saying shit. Worried about what the chatters are saying. I've seen the chatters on with Mark Vaughn, and they are vicious to each other. Well, I say, shit, man, that's pretty nasty.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to our show. Believe me. Everybody needs to chill out. Right? Thank you very much. By the way, Anthony, you're absolutely right. How many times have I laughed on this show? And, laughter is the best medicine.
Yes.
And if you got a thin skin and you can't laugh at this shit, I hate to tell you, you ought to not be even driving a cab, I would say. Because you got to interact with people all day. You talk about being thick-skinned, unless, of course, you're the type of taxi drivers like they have in New York, where they talk all the way to your destination, asking you all sorts of weird questions. It's like, shut the hell up and drive. Don't take shit to me.
I'll just read what you said to me. Talking crap about someone is not being grown up. Then I guess Don Rickles supposed to be a 90-year-old toddler.
Yeah. By the way, Hal 2000, if it isn't true, then the person that is being lobbed that untruth, they have a right to speak up. Say, you know what, DB, Ant, Ed, leave me out of it. That ain't true. Just leave me out. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Crash Cab. I love that. All right. No, actually, in his cab is a cash cab. He makes all the cash.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a point and a
he
need
does have a ride.
to.
I ain't hating on Donnie. He got a ride.
Speak up. Whatever. I don't know what the word Beth EO means. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't
To
hear.
Beth EO, speak up. Yeah. Whatever. It's not like your comment was said when I was there. It doesn't matter, Donnie. You ought to be happy that we're thinking about you outside of the, you having to show up. We don't need you to show up to think about you. How's that? Doesn't that make you feel good, Donnie? It should. We love you. We think about you. Well, that's it. What's the big deal? Flattery comes in all forms. People imitate me all the time. They put pictures of me in a monkey suit. So what? Flattery will get you nowhere. Really. So what? It's a big deal. You do not shadow. No. You're not the shadow. You're the actual person making a gigantic shadow. You have a shadow all over all of us. Yeah. Sun goes away and a big shadow shows up. It's a big deal. Oh, by the way, this may be reverse psychology. Maybe Donnie's trying to take over the show again. Here we go. Done it once again, Donnie. Once again. Anyway, maybe those who are complaining are bigots and racists themselves, you think? Thank you, Manny. Yeah. What did AT&T say that was so funny? Let me see. AT&T, the weirdest taxi driver comment to me. Does your wife let you do it doggy style? He just came to the USA from Pakistan. I told him STFU and take a shower.
Dang.
There you go. You have to maintain order. You end up... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You have to maintain order. You end up with total chaos like most of the shows on here. You're right. we do maintain some type of order. Our order is speak up and let forever hold your peace.
Yeah, they usually
Speak up, say what you want, move on. Not that serious. A freaking internet show.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big deal.
Yes.
That way the life revolves around what is said on a show? Really? Are we that good? Do we have that kind of impact on you? Yeah. Just imagine that. Yeah, I got mine in time on my 4 to 5 hours of sleep. That's good for you.
That's good.
Take a couple more.
Just hold high speed.
Chill out, baby. DB is holding space right now, and the table is rising.
Whatever.
Thank you, Nicole. I appreciate that. We are that good. I guess we are that good.
Yes.
I'll take that. By the way, we're so good that we're gonna bring in some more news.
Yes. Matter of fact, I have.
You got a story? I'm gonna pull up a story. I'm gonna pull up a story on wacky news or weird news.
Yes, I got something from the Atlanta mayor and TBS executives discussing about in Atlanta. Atlanta Mayor Kasim Reed is expected to deliver a keynote address during a luncheon about the role immigrants play in Atlanta's economy and cultural identity. Reed is joining Turner Broadcasting System CEO Philip Kent and others for a meeting with America's Society and the Council of the Americas Tuesday afternoon, actually today, at the Georgian Terrace Hotel. Representatives from the Georgia Chamber of Commerce, Welcoming America, and the Community Foundation for Greater Atlanta are also expected to attend the luncheon. The event's organizers say the meeting is focused on building a strong workforce and attracting more foreign businesses and business opportunities by investing in Metro Atlanta's immigrant community. So Atlanta is still growing bigger, getting bigger.
Getting there.
And Macon, well,
keep shrinking.
Keep shrinking. The Georgia State Fair going to Atlanta Speedway.
Wow. At least they're not in New York, where right now you can't even carry Jolly Ranchers with you.
Oh, really?
Well, here's what happened. Hard candy shouldn't get you hard time. A New York City man was arrested for allegedly possessing meth rocks. Claims he was actually carrying some Jolly Ranchers in his pocket, according to the federal lawsuit filed last week and obtained by the Smoking Gun. And this guy's name is Love. Can you imagine that? Love Olahihoho.
Love Olanatinjojo.
There you go.
Was 25
He was 25 in June when he was with another man, was stopped by NYPD officers who found crystalline rocks of solid material. 4 blue and 2 red, according to the police report. He was charged with drug possession and spent 24 hours in jail. Olo, whatever his name is, says the rocks were nothing more than Jolly Ranchers candies, which are still in their wrappers, according to the lawsuit. The sweets ultimately tested negative for controlled substance, and charges against him and his friend were dropped. The complaint against the police contends that the officer violated his constitutional rights to unreasonable search and seizure. Alejandro, whatever, experienced emotional trauma and suffering as a result of the false arrest and imprisonment. There you go. In one case, by the way, between 2011 and 2012, City of New York shelled out $22.8 million to settle various civil rights lawsuits.
Wow.
In one case, the city paid a 12-year-old girl $115,000 because police arrested her for doodling on her school desk. And another petty thief got $150,000 after officers smashed his head through a windshield while he was being handcuffed.
Oh, man.
Wow. You talk about...
Yeah, awesome lawsuits.
You thought we had it bad here, Anthony.
But, man, Jolly Ranchers, you can't tell Jolly Ranchers from crack. You really shouldn't even be... I mean, come on. Can you imagine the news, man, if they came out with like cherry flavored and strawberry flavored and grape flavored crack? Could you imagine that?
Yeah.
Raspberry crack. You know, come on down. Get your crack on.
We got the clown mask guy. Speaking of clown masks, did you hear about that Mexican drug cartel guy got assassinated by a guy dressed as a clown?
Really?
Yeah, that's some kid's
Wow.
birthday party.
Wow.
Yeah, happened last week.
So I guess he wasn't McDonald. I guess he wasn't loving it.
Wow.
Okay, I know.
That's a
bad
personal question on
DB.
the
Bad DB. I know. Bad DB.
Well off to bed, dreaming, keep making money on being in the railroad. Thank you, Donnie. All right, promise, snuff clown, whatever. All right, here we go. Well, that's pretty stupid, though. I mean, if it has the rappers on it, it says Jolly Ranchers.
Yeah.
Why would they jump to that conclusion right away?
Yeah, I know. Well, remember, there was some girls who were trying to smuggle some drugs out of Mexico, some other country, and they hid it in I guess cookie bags or something like that. I guess they thought it was the same thing though. But if they're already candy and rappers, and they weren't unwrapped, that should have been a hit and a half right there.
I mean, he spent 24 hours in jail.
Mm-hmm.
So it took 2 days, well, 1 day, full day to figure out that they were just candy.
Mm-hmm.
Hard rock candy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah, these people
No.
just go overboard when they...
Jolly mestizos. Yeah. Fear the police. Well, I don't know. Once again,
We're losing our
Boston
speed
prison.
guys.
Yes,
We're losing our
yes,
speed,
we
man.
can see, yeah. We got some other news. The district attorney Cook is going to review the GBI investigation of David Lucas. You know the stuff that's going on?
Oh, yeah. What happened there?
Yeah, new developments that have developed.
I got to hear this.
New developments in the case of State Senator David Lucas and an alleged assault on a child of a
He got
political
off.
opponent a few weeks ago. Yes, the GBI sent its investigatory file to Macon District Attorney David Cook. It includes numerous reports and witnesses and interviews along with the case from the Bibb County Sheriff's Office. Cook says he'll review the case like any other and his decision will not be rushed. There'll be later updates of this story.
So, in other words, it's an update that they're going to be updating the story?
Yes.
So there's no story, really?
Yeah. He just
I guess
going to
people have
review.
been asking what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that?
Does it work now?
Huh?
Oh.
Work? Hello? Hello? Phone's working.
It is working.
Yeah.
Is it working now?
Yeah, it was 1-800 number though.
Oh, no, man.
But
Is it Donnie? No, it's a 1-800 number.
yeah, but it's working now.
Oh, good. There we go. Back working. My phone has been out for a couple of days because that. Who was the one that gave us a phone? It was Gamer Girl, no?
Yeah, Gamer Girl got it.
Yeah, Gamer Girl sent us a little phone, and somehow
Stop working.
it stopped working last night. Actually, it may have been a couple of days. I didn't notice. Finally, it's back on. There you go. Let me see. ATT, shut up. All right, what else? News, world, politics. Let's see what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Jeb Bush, big old Jebby.
Yeah, the brother of George W.
The guy with the big, fat, mongoloid head, Jeb Bush. He was a former governor of Florida.
Yes.
He said, why doesn't Obama spend more time on a golf course with Boner? That he should. He said, could Washington dysfunction be solved by golfing? Former Florida governor and potential 2016 Republican presidential contender, Jeb Bush says it might just do the trick. It would be good for our country if political leaders actually took that to heart, Bush said. I, like Barack Obama, seem to be an avid golfer to quietly invite Boner out to hit them up. Obama and Boner did play one round of golf together in 2011, but the pair have not played together since then. So what do you think a game of golf is going to do?
I don't know. I guess it's supposed to be
Lighten
their way
shit
of
up?
bonding, I guess.
Really? Yeah. Obama spent a lot of time at the Washington Chicken Ranch, too.
Chicken Ranch.
Anyway, so Obama ought to get a boner and go out and smack a couple of balls here and there.
Crazy.
Together.
Much better than golf. I bet you.
They just smoke a fat J together. That's right. Yeah.
Wow.
Have some beer. Get drunk.
Okay.
This country's acting
Talk
like
about-
a bunch
yeah.
of drunks anyway.
I tell you who's probably not feeling, who probably wish he could have a good time, who wants to get better. Dolly Parton. This is from Entertainment News. Dolly Parton is tired and sore and resting after a traffic crash. She was in a
It
car.
was her big, gigantic tits.
Yeah.
Just way too much.
You're
You're
stealing
getting
my
old, lady.
thunder,
You
Earl.
gotta take some of that baggage.
Stealing my own thunder. Yeah, Dolly Parton has suffered minor injuries in a traffic crash at a Nashville intersection yesterday, according to the singer and the police. She says, "I was in a fender bender this morning here in Nashville," says Parton, age 67, said in a Twitter posting. "But I am all good, just a little tired and sore, resting at home." A Nashville police statement blamed the driver of another vehicle and failing to yield to the SUV in which Parton was riding as a front seat passenger. Parton and the driver of her Nissan Xterra, 68-year-old Judy Ogle, were taken to Vanderbilt University Medical Center for treatment of minor injuries, according to the police report. Parton and Ogle have been close friends since elementary school, according to previous interviews. Diane Lish, 64, of Old Hickory, Tennessee, was taken to another hospital for treatment. Lish was behind the wheel of the Mitsubishi Diamante that crashed into Parton's vehicle, according to the police. None of the injuries appeared serious, according to the police. So, Dolly
Well, with
Parton-
those big, gigantic boobs, she's probably sitting too way back. She can't see the traffic.
Well, she wasn't driving. Her friend was driving. So maybe they did help her out in the accident. That's what they say. Her back sore, not her front.
Yeah, she does look like the Joker, actually. You're absolutely right. Her face, something happened. Something happened to Dolly Parton's face.
Why they get low to me?
Something happened to her.
Well, yes.
Or Miss Parton.
Yes. Well, at least she's better now. She's getting better.
Yeah, good for her.
Yes, definitely. It's
And
not,
I
will always love you.
Well, who cares?
This
Oh, well.
guy.
I hope she gets better.
Yes, it's 10:32 right now, 10:32 a.m. in Macon, Georgia, with a high of 74 and a low of 51 and 62 degrees outside, and cloudy with some chance of showers today.
Our daily bread. We got that coming right now. And before we do, I just got to make sure that the morning roast is on as well. There we go. Our daily bread for today is for October 22nd, 2013, known as the campaign. The campaign. How does that relate to today?
Oh no, maybe going back to that recount, I guess.
Yeah.
Schlesinger and Fickle.
Yeah, he's got one more vote. Each year, our young people, oh, by the way, this was written by Ann Cetus. Each year, young people in our community participate in a Be Nice campaign. You hear that, Anthony? Something you may have started. Known as Be Nice campaign. Spearheaded by a mental health organization. Or a mental case. In one of the events in 2012, 6,000 students spelled out the word "be nice" with their bodies on their school sports field. One principal said, "We want students to come to school and learn without the distraction of fear or sadness or uneasiness around their peers. We are working hard to make sure students are lifting each other up rather than tearing each other down and apart." I added, and apart. Paul desired the people in the church at Rome would have an even higher standard of love. Both strong and weak in the faith were judging and showing contempt for each other in Romans 14, chapter 1, verse 12. They described each other as they argued about what foods were permissible to eat, verse 2 and 3, and what holidays they should observe, verse 5 and 6. Paul challenged them. Let us pursue the things that make for peace, and the things by which one may edify one another, verse 19. While he reminded them that their hearts should be concerned with pleasing others, not pleasing themselves, he said, even Christ did not please himself. He served, verse 15, chapter 15, verse 3, rather. Join the campaign that loves others despite our differences. Y'all bring praise to God, verse 7. Dear Lord, I want to be a person who is kind and loving to others. Please help me to use words that will build others up and bring praise and glory to your name. Kindness is simply love flowing out in little gentleness. Let us pursue the things which make for peace and the things by which one may edify one another. That is your Bible read for today in Romans chapter 14, verse 19. There you have it. The campaign of being nice. There you have it. Yeah. Well, that relates to today. Maybe Donnie should have heard this.
Yes.
Yeah. Donnie's
Talking
now
about
over with us.
expecting events.
Be nice.
Oh, dang it, yeah, you're wrong. Put the scented bath gel.
Nothing like
Wow.
Yoko Ono's voice to finish up the Daily Bread.
Oh no, Yoko had no part in breaking up the Beatles. Yeah.
Wow. Could you imagine? That's her wedding song.
Ugh.
Awful.
Yeah.
Makes you want to give the ring back.
There you go. There's a story for you, Derek, in the chat.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Well,
mom pleads
maybe-
guilty to burning off 18-year-old son's penis and nipples with a lighter.
Wow, let's bring that up.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
my Lord.
I think this definitely qualifies as the wing dang doodle of the hour.
Of the day. Why don't you read it, Derek?
Mom pleads guilty to burning off 18-year-old son's penis nipples with a lighter. Whoa! Can you believe that?
Thank you, ATT, for bringing such enlightenment to our show.
Mom's gotta love them.
Wow.
Yes.
All right, well, here we go.
Concord, New Hampshire, in New England. I guess your former neck of the woods, Ed. A New Hampshire woman has been sentenced to 9 to 30 years in state prison after pleading guilty to subjecting her 18-year-old son to beatings and other physical abuse.
He was a big kid.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess
Couldn't
he was.
defend himself?
Well, I mean, people always talk about you're not supposed to hit your parents or something like that. But Christine Gelano of Concord reached an agreement with prosecutors pleading guilty last week to first-degree assault and witness tampering. The Concord Monitor reports Assistant County Prosecutor George Waldron said the teenager suffered permanent nerve damage in his penis when the 53-year-old Jeleno burned it with a lighter back in April of this year.
So what was he doing with his penis hanging out in front of his mother is my question.
That is
How
a
did
good
this
question.
happen?
The mother is also accused of burning her son's nipples completely off, stabbing him with a pin, and forcing him to eat worms. And basically, according to the prosecutor, Tracy Connolly, says he was told that if he did not eat some worms that were provided to him, that they were going to burn off his penis. He did, in fact, eat the worms. And acquaintance of Jeleno's 20-year-old Daniel Tyler Cantrell faces trial next month on multiple charges associated with the abuse. Cantrell is accused of twisting the 18-year-old's ankle before it broke and also forcing him to eat feces. A cousin of the teen, 29-year-old Amy Nason, is scheduled for a plea and sentence hearing next month.
There's something not right about this whole story. How does an 18-year-old kid allow his mother to do all this kind of stuff? I mean, really?
I mean,
I could see a little kid, like, 5 and 6, they're very vulnerable. But an 18-year-old kid allowing his mother to burn his penis and his nipples? There's something wrong with that kid.
I will say
Never
this.
mind the mother. The mother's
well,
insane.
he probably, but the thing is, but they also talk about this 20-year-old Daniel Tyler Cantrell. So basically, an acquaintance. I mean, he's probably more than just acquaintance. He's probably just her boyfriend. And I wouldn't be surprised that they probably double teamed that 18-year-old. That's probably the reason why she was able to do it. Because let's figure. If he did hit her, what would happen? He would go to jail.
Everybody's reaction is almost the same. And the son let her. Welcome to Connecticut. Ouch, mommy. All right, whatever. Let me see. How did she burn his dick off with a lighter? Or were they flammable? No. Parents have to go to sleep sometime. I just don't know. Abusive parents can control their kids. I don't know. He's a big boy. Why didn't he slug her? Thank you, Hal.
Because he would have went to jail. You know that.
I mean, if his mother's trying to burn his penis off, can't he just say that to the police? My mother's trying to burn my penis off and my titties.
Nipples.
I don't know.
It's a
story.
Yeah. Well, it says
it's legitimate.
It is a legitimate story. It came from CBS Connecticut.
I'm having a hard time.
It's just kind of. I mean, there's some crazy stuff goes on. I mean, a lot of people end up getting away with stuff, but I don't know. It's
literally.
situation.
I mean, come on. It's just for real.
Yeah, it was from the CBS news website, CBS Connecticut.
Well, didn't CBS do that bogus story where what's his name got in trouble for it?
You talking about Dan Rather?
Yeah, Dan Rather. They did a whole bogus story.
Well, yeah, because they were talking about George Bush. They were trying to slander the guy. But
I was abused after I went after my parents at 16 and stopped it. How they put me in jail. Abusive parents don't want to deal with cops. Yeah. Donnie Curry should be back on the show. This will be a subject that he salivates over.
Wow.
The whole idea of why parents go to jail over abusing their kids.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Stop playing with your ear or you're making Michelle moist.
Wow.
Sorry, AD&D. She's probably a 4-ton Susie with fists the size of basketballs. Maybe. A way of describing it. Well, there you go.
I got some. I do have some
parents.
I do have some entertainment news. I guess somewhat, or maybe technology, you might say. Basically, what to expect from Tuesday's Apple event that's supposed to be today. At 1 p.m. 1 p.m. today Eastern Time, Apple CEO Tim Cook will take the stage in front of an auditorium of journalists and announce updated products with the help of some videos and other executives, and possibly a live product demonstration or two, which will be shown on CNN.com/tech. Is going to have a live programming. They're going to talk about the new upgrades of the Apple's iPad line of tablets. The iPad mini will likely inherit the high-resolution Retina display that came out in last year's full-size iPad. The 5th generation iPad will probably get a slight design makeover, slimming down and dropping a bit of weight. And also expect to see faster processors speeding up both devices. There's going to be a fingerprint sensor security system like the one on the new iPhone 5S, which is a possibility but less likely. Apple could include some Mac upgrade news by announcing release dates for the new redesigned Mac Pro and its latest Mac operating system, OS X Mavericks, in parentheses. And analysts don't expect to see a refreshed line of iPods this time around, nor will we likely see a smartwatch or an Apple TV set. Sorry. But Apple's not the only tablet manufacturer announcing news this week. Microsoft is releasing the latest version of its Surface tablets, and Nokia is expected to announce its new Windows 8 devices later today as well. But as rivals catch up with the once dominant iPad and the marketplace gets flooded with new tablets, it's getting harder for competitors to set themselves apart. So what do you think about this stuff?
Well, here's what I think. iPad, iPhones, and all that should go ahead and die along with Steve Jobs. Goodbye. No, but it's still around. Who cares? I can't stand iPhones. They're too expensive. They charge you too much money.
Very true.
And it's got these kids all zoned down in this world of iPad, iPhone, iSchmo, whatever.
I get a teacher's message.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. They put out a press release about some piece of shit phone that certainly I would never buy. I think the whole idea of iPhones and iPads is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Who gives a rat's ass about iPhone, iPad, folks? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really? Think about it.
Oh, yeah.
Who gives a shit? Do you really care about iPhones and iPads? Would you run people over in a mall just to get the newest version of it?
Wow.
Well, you spend more money? Yeah.
Who knows, man?
We got kids starving in Africa. Give the money over to them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're so hard up about spending all this money. I mean, expensive Air Jordan sneakers and iPhones and buying Miley Cyrus's album and getting all caught up in The Voice.
Yeah.
And getting all caught up in, Dancing with the Stars and
Kanye and Kim getting
this
hitched.
world's ready to be hit by these freaking meteors. Nobody's worried about that.
Yeah, I know. I guess obviously not. Obviously TMZ
Man,
now.
This is what the world
especially
is.
about with Halle Berry. They got some Halle Berry. Halle Berry and her.
Halle Berry. That woman's got a bigger vagina than New York City subway tunnel. Who cares?
Don't you mean Kardashian? Kim Kardashian.
Forget
mom?
about that.
Because she got 6 kids.
Yeah.
Anyway, Halle Berry and Oliver Martinez decided to pick a baby name for their newborn son. The first half of the baby's name is Maceo, which was popular in 9th through 14th centuries, and the second half.
Shut up, Michelle.
The middle name is Robert, so I guess his name is Maceo Robert.
Yeah. Emaciated. Emaciated Robert.
I'm not even going to touch that. I'm not going to touch that.
Who cares about Halle Berry? Is Halle Berry really all that?
Not anymore since she had 2 kids.
She's not even a little black. Why do they consider her black? She's like
she's barely black. Well, please.
Whatever she is.
Well, if anything, with that the case, now here, but shoot, majority of African Americans should be Spanish. My goodness, only 5% of us came to the New World. Only 95% went to Latin America. So go figure.
Yeah.
I mean, my goodness.
Yeah, but you know what I don't like? I don't like stars becoming stars based on one movie that they did that they were probably pretty good at. Because they were so hard up on looking good, they made sure of it. Now, when you talk about stars like Carol Burnett, you're going to bring her up.
Yeah.
Now, she's worth it. She's funny as hell. You still look at her shows and you still laugh.
Yeah.
She had talent.
Yes, definitely, no doubt about it.
Not Holly Berry. Was your monster ball? She looked good banging a white guy on in the movie.
Yeah, and it was, I mean, only reason why it was like controversial because the white guy she was sleeping with was having sex with in the movie wasn't exactly a good looking white guy. If Billy Bob Thornton looked like George Clooney or Johnny Depp, it would have been controversial.
Who was that?
Billy Bob Thornton, the guy from Sling Blade. That was supposed to be the guy.
No, Billy Bob Thornton. Well, what was his big deal? I saw him in that Bad News Bears
remake. Yeah,
it was horrible.
Yeah, but he played in the Sling Blade.
I couldn't stop thinking that this guy would probably be better off playing with the girls and banging the girls in that movie than being a coach to them. It was just unrealistic.
Well, of course. I mean, come on, this is the guy who plays Sling Blade. Come on. I mean, could you
give me a break?
In other news,
Bad Santa. Yeah, he played in Bad Santa.
Yeah. In other news,
What the fuck say?
Yeah. Carol Burnett, in other news, has been honored with Top Comedy Prize. She is the latest comedy legend to be honored with the prestigious Mark Twain Prize for American humor.
Mark Twain.
Yes. Yeah. The 80-year-old trailblazer, she's 80 years old, whose Carol Burnett show won 25 Emmys during its 11-year run in the 60s and 70s on CBS television network, received the Mark Twain Prize at Washington, D.C.'s Kennedy Center on Sunday night. As Burnett told the press on the red carpet, Kennedy Center has rightly been trying to give her this award for a while. They asked me quite a few times, but I could never work it out with my schedule, the lauded actress/comedian/writer said. But as she accepted the prize on stage, she wryly suggested that there were others ahead of her in line. There are other funny folks in the gala on Sunday, including Tina Fey, who received the Mark Twain Prize in 2010. The ceremony is supposed to air on PBS stations November 24th if you want to see her receiving this award.
Mark Twain Award, yeah.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there are a lot of... I'm surprised, to be honest, Carol Burnett should have gotten it before Tina Fey. I mean, she paid the way for Tina Fey. I'm surprised, Tina Fey got it before Carol Burnett did,
By the way, Nikhil, I do agree. Somebody needs to get rid of Mickey Rooney. That guy's going to live on like those Stones in Georgia Stone Park.
Yeah. Even Tina Fey gave her congratulations. Who actually got the Mark Twain Prize back?
Tina Fey. You know what? I like Tina Fey, but that's what I'm saying. All these people, they step up. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm worthy of making a comment on Carol Burnett.
Oh, that's okay. That's why
you earned your strike. Carol Burnett's been around since God knows when.
Yeah, she said
she was even in the Show of Shows with Sid Caesar and
Carl Reiner.
Brooks.
And Mel Brooks. Yeah. Tina said, "I fell in love with sketch comedy watching your show, and you proved sketch comedy is a good place for women." Tina Fey said, told Miss Burnett, says, "I love you in a way that's just shy of creepy." But there have been many people who have won the Mark Twain Award. Richard Pryor was the first one. Then you had other people, I think, such as Robin Williams, and I think I want to say George Carlin before he died. I think he won the Mark Twain Prize.
Yeah, well, I know that Steve Martin won it.
Yeah, Steve Martin, yes, he did.
And
yes, he did.
I don't know. Steve Martin was okay when he had that one gig saying, what was it?
Oh, you're talking about, I'm a wild and crazy guy.
Yeah, that's it.
And he was in The Jerk. Yeah.
After that.
Yes.
He was good in that other movie where he played that minister making a lot of money. Remember that?
Oh, no.
Yeah, traveling minister. Anthony, you remember the name of that movie? Tower? Yeah.
Yes.
It's
kind of ironic. Tina Fey is the youngest person to actually win an award. She was 40 years old.
Yeah.
But she won in
all
2010.
Those actors are fake. That's why they are actors.
Yeah. But here's a list of recipients of the Mark Twain Prize.
Okay, here we go.
Back in 1998, it first started, and like I said, the first person to win it was Richard Pryor. 1999, the second one was Jonathan Winters. 2000 was Carl Reiner. who was in your shows with Carol Burnett. 2001, Whoopi Goldberg. 2002, Bob Newhart. 2003, Lily Tomlin. 2004, SNL creator Lorne Michaels. 2005, Steve Martin. 2006, Neil Simon, the creator of the TV show and the Broadway play The Odd Couple. Billy Crystal won in 2007. George Carlin, 2008. Bill Cosby in 2009.
Bill Cosby.
Will Ferrell, also, I guess, another SNL.
Will Ferrell won it before Carol Burnett.
Yeah, and Ellen DeGeneres won it last year.
Yeah.
Yes. So those are all the recipients so far of this Mark Twain Prize for comedy. Let's see. Oh, I did have some celebrity birthdays. I'll go into a few. Annette Funicello was born on this day in 1942. She would have been 71 years old.
Annette Funicello. Big blanket bingo. Whatever.
Beach blanket bingo.
Beach blanket bingo.
Yes, former Mouseketeer. She would have been 70. She died earlier this year at the age of 70. She would have been 71 years old.
I saw a beach blanket bango going on one time when I was on the beach.
Yeah.
In Coney Island. And this guy is by the water with this girl, and he's got a cover on. And I keep seeing the sheep doing this and raising up, and I said, these two people are banging right on the beach. And then everybody started walking by and watching them while they were under the blanket. And the guy's looking out of his blanket, looking around like this while he's banging the girl. Oh. I saw the original beach blanket bango.
Oh, bango, not bingo, right? Wow, there's some people here, some that are no longer living. Curly Howard was born on this day in 1903. He died in 1952. He would have been 110 years old today. He's the irrepressible and irreplaceable member of the original Three Stooges.
By the way, who was in that movie with Steve Martin playing the minister that went around, and then they had a famous song that became like a big Christian song in all the churches? You remember that? He played some minister, and he saw that he could make a lot of money, and then it was a feel-good story in the end, and something about faith, and blah 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 blah.
I wish I could remember.
I can't remember the name. It was an old Steve Martin movie.
I wish I could remember it right now.
He played.
I want to say.
Yeah, it was a great movie. Watchdog. Do you remember the name of it?
I'm trying to remember.
It felt good till the Capitol Police officer came by. I don't remember. I don't remember.
Was it Movers and Shakers? Little Shop of
Leap
Horrors?
of Faith. Thank you, Wartown. There you go. You win a prize.
Okay, Leap of Faith. Okay.
I got a leap of faith in you, people.
Okay, thank you.
Oh
yeah, I think that's my
leap of faith.
It's like 4 minutes till 11. I'll go into the ones that are still alive. Christopher Lloyd, who played a character actor from Taxi and Back to the Future, and also he's one of the creators of the TV shows Frasier and the brand new comedy show that's really popular now, Modern Family.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That stupid ass wrote that?
Yeah. He's 75.
No kidding.
75 years old today. Run for it, Marty! Run for it!
He also played Uncle Fester. He wasn't as good as
Jackie Coogan.
Yeah, Jackie Coogan.
Yeah, Jonathan Lipnicki. He was the little kid in Jerry Maguire who played Tom Cruise's girlfriend's son in the movie. He's 23 years old today. Catherine Deneuve, elegant French actress who appeared in The Umbrellas of Cherbourg and Belle de Jour. She's 70 years old today.
Who?
Catherine Deneuve, French actress.
Yeah, that's that old,
Yeah. Brian Boitano, 1988 Olympic gold medal winner in figure skating, defeating Brian Orser in the 1988 Olympic Games Winter Olympic Games in Sarajevo, Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
He's 50 years old today. Jesse Tyler Ferguson, who stars as Mitchell in the hilarious sitcom Modern Family. He's 38 years old. Deepak Chopra, the motivational speaker, Indian motivational speaker and writer for dealing with human health and spirituality. Deepak Chopra is 67 years old today.
Yeah, he looks like every taxi driver in New York. What else?
Okay. Bob Odenkirk, famous actor who was a fantastic sketchy lawyer and Saul Goodman in the TV series Breaking Bad, Emmy Award-winning show from AME. He turns 51 years old today.
Isn't that the guy who turned down the... Never mind.
Yeah. Carlos Mencia, Honduran-born Latino comedian.
I can't stand
Star of
him.
his own show, Mind of Mencia, and host of other late-night talk shows. He turns 46 years old today. Bill Condon, director of the last two installments of the Twilight Saga, and I think he also was director of the movie version of Dreamgirls. He's 58 years old today. Spike Jonze, Oscar-nominated director and screenwriter of Being John Malkovich, and co-wrote it and co-directed Where the Wild Things Are. He's 44 years old. Kevin Michael, pop artist who was a member of Downtown Records and released the single We All Want the Same Thing. He's 28 years old. I don't think that's the right picture of him. Michael Fishman, who played the role of DJ Connor, who played the youngest son of the Connor clan of the TV show Roseanne, who played Roseanne Barr's son on the show. He's 32 years old. And I guess that's about it. And also,
You know, it's funny. I wasn't a big Roseanne fan. I wasn't a big... I'm not a big Modern Family fan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a big Tina Fey 30 Rock fan. I'm not a fan of any of these shows that are comedy today. They're not funny, folks. They're not funny. You want to see a good funny show? Go look at old Carol Burnett show.
That's true.
Go look at what other good show? In Living Color was pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a farce. No, I'm just kidding. Matter of fact, that's our word today from Word Origins. Our word is farce, which originally meant stuff. Widening gastronomic knowledge in the late 20th century has made us more familiar with its French cousin farcir, which means stuff, and the force of force meat is the same word. It came via Old French farcir from the Latin farcire, stuff. The Latin verb was used in the Middle Ages for the notion of inserting additional passages into the text of the Mass, and hence to padding out any text. A particular application was the insertion of impromptu, usually comical interludes into religious plays, which is led by the 16th century to something approaching the modern meaning of farce. I know where you're going.
Shame.
Crazy. That's the word for today, farce, F-A-R-C-E.
There we go.
But who said this first? Close the show with this. Who said this? Who said that first? Poke fun at. Pointing the finger or guiding the conversation into ridicule. The expression first saw daylight in 1837 when Cardinal the Reverend H. Barham published the In Goldsberry Legend series, including the, quote, the monster balloon. It says, "Oh, fie, Mr. Noakes, for shame, Mr. Noakes, to be poking fun at us plain-dealing folks, sir. This isn't a time to be cracking your jokes and suggesting your manners be scurvily cloaks." I guess he said it first.
Wow.
The Cardinal, the Reverend H. Barham, started the phrase poke fun at.
Okay, now let me just wrap this up because poking fun at is exactly what we were doing today. We were poking fun at Donnie. We were poking fun at each other. We poke fun at each other. We poke.
They even do that on Facebook.
Right. And the point is that as a wrap-up, it kind of 19 factors in.
Yeah.
That we talked about this today, poking fun, and having thick skin.
Mm-hmm.
Go hand in hand. Right?
Yes.
And having a left eye that veers off to the left is one of the things that we poke fun at.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Am I right? The tower?
Mm-hmm.
Having
oh, yes.
a left eye is better than TLC.
Yeah, speaking of TLC, that was one of the movies that played on VH1. There's the TLC story, which talks chronicles the life of singers T-Boz, Chili, and the late singer Lisa Left Eye Lopez. That was on VH1 last night. Maybe you'll check your local listings to see if it'll play again in your era.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mike, for giving us some background. Jeff Goldblum was born today.
Yes, also thank you. Yes.
Gerald Ford and Shaggy.
Oh yes, the rapper Shaggy, the reggae singer Shaggy.
I hate that
on
guy.
This day. He was in Jamaica.
Disgusting.
And
And he talked perfect English, and yet he sang like he was from Jamaica. I can't stand fake people. You don't talk like that. Why do you sing like that, you stupid ass? Shaggy.
Maybe like Scooby Doo. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like
Well,
that.
Anyway, we want to thank all our viewers here, especially all our casters
Really?
and people. Thank Ashley34, ATT, Diaz Photo Guy, Michelle Stacy, Nical 3000, Wartown, Hal 2001, Kettle Corn, Manny, Muhammad Hussein, Mr. Mike, Smell My Finger, Tower London, Zappa 1, also Donnie Curry, who was here earlier, and also Saibuki, who was also here earlier.
Thank you, Manny, for making that point. Yeah, right.
Thank you. Hope we'll see you again tomorrow on Hump Day. Guess what day it is with tomorrow? Guess what day it is tomorrow? Until next time, this is Irv, Ed, and DB. Yours truly
Anthony,
saying,
you got to join in.
Can you smell what the roast is brewing?
See you tomorrow,
We'll
guys.
see you
Thanks
tomorrow.
for